Hi everybody, and welcome back to StorytellerSpira's channel. Usually on Fridays we play our new D&D game, but it got a little bit out of sorts, so we're doing a one-shot special instead. Don't worry, there's still going to be a lot of medieval fantasy going on in our game tonight, because we are playing the Dragon Age RPG. I discovered it a couple days ago. I knew about it, but I actually read up on it. So we're going to actually play through a scenario. I will explain kind of the basic summary of our game in a second. But how is everybody tonight? How's everybody doing?
Fan freaking fabulous as always.
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I don't think Brooklyn existed in this place or time.
Hey,
it absolutely does. Don't you ever let anyone tell you.
You didn't ask how my character was doing. You asked how I was doing.
I just really like your new take on Orlais, you know?
Oh, fuck yeah, she swear,
Hey, how you
fucking
doing?
barbarians.
I'm what they call a bard. I might stab you. I might sing you a song. It doesn't matter.
We'll figure it out as we go. But, at least I'm not one of them fucking barbarians from Ferelden or wherever the fuck.
I mean, I kind of want you to
Jay,
play your
is that a
characters.
whale? I
kind of want all of you to play with, like, Brooklyn accents right now.
I was found this new game called Deep Rock Galactic where you play dwarves, mining for minerals in space. It's kind of amazing. But one of the guys that we stumbled across was the most hardcore Brooklyn accent. Like, legitimately said wicked hard like 3 times over like a 45-minute map.
That's because he's wicked smart.
We get into first combat, and it's just 5 seconds of, hey, oh, hey!
Hey, you got a fluffernutter? Freaking love fluffernutters. I'm trying not to go into that character tonight, damn you.
I'm not gonna persuade you against it.
I have monster, and I have vodka. He is one shot and one monster.
Roll20 does not, or OBS and Roll20 are not being friends right now with audio. I have it set right too.
Oh, Roll20. I should probably.
Yeah. Let me text my producer. See if we can get that figured out.
So guys, how's it going tonight? I see a deadly inhale. How's it going? Have you been inhaling anything?
I would hope so.
I mean, at least
So
deadly
he can-
stuff.
Or like would be fascinated if Deadly Inhale has not been inhaling things because,
how are you doing?
They're still typing, so that's a nice, cool thing.
I kind of agree with CS. Maybe we'll just do that one night. Zabani and Karis just back and forth being Brooklynites.
You fucking talk to each other all night.
I don't know what we're talking
man,
about
it's
on this
just like a solid hour.
The fuck are you talking about? I ain't fuck your wife. It was your sister. Oh shit.
Listen, man, I have had it up to here with you.
Yeah, well, up to here with you is like up to here with me. So get the fuck over it.
I feel like IRL, both of you guys are tall as shit, though.
That's very possible.
It is possible.
I think Koz is actually our shortest boy around here.
How tall is Koz?
5'8". I'm actually like an inch shorter than him. I think like it's me, Elvish, you. we're the shorties.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still 5'7", so.
Fucking favorite part about that whole scene is that was just him fucking yelling at a dude who tried to run him over during the middle of filming, and it was not part of the script.
Yeah. All right. While I try to maybe fix the audio situation, I'm gonna get started, sort of. I will at least give you guys the basic summary of what's going on. So So for anybody watching that maybe hasn't even played Dragon Age, takes place in the world of Thedas, and specifically we're in Ferelden. It's kind of the larger portion of the map that the first game takes place in, and we're gonna be off a little bit to the east in this game. Kind of, you can see it on the map there on the screen. In this adventure, Arl Wojciech Neruda, and an Arl is basically a nobleman with a selection of land given to him by the ruling authorities, basically kind of like a knight or a lord who's been given an area of land. So the Arl is expecting his children to return home, the fortress Stenhold, from an extended visit with relatives in the town of Denerim. Unfortunately, the Arling is being overrun with Darkspawn, which are basically your kind of big, nasty, goblin-y troll types. And the Arl needs every available soldier to head south with him to stop the incursion. Thus, rather than spend his personal guard to accompany his steward, Alenka, to meet his children at the appointed location, the Arl is hiring our lovely players here, who are basically swords for hire, mercenaries, though maybe not as ruthless as that term tends to imply. So let's go around and find out a little bit about who's playing what. So, Karis, can you tell me a little bit about the character you picked to play today? Basically, class, race, any of that fun stuff?
I'm playing Alfie Glane, who is a Dalish elf warrior. Basically just went sellsword to try to help support her clan's travels.
Perfect. And this was something I brought up earlier. It's a kind of like a very defining factor. Would you say, on a scale of about 1 to 10, 1 being like a true white knight, all you care about is helping people, saving the poor, that sort of thing, to 10 being like a remorseless thief, doesn't really care about anybody else as long as they're gathering gold and things that they desire, where'd your character kind of lay on that morality line?
Like a solid 6 or a 7.
Okay. Sounds good. Pronounce that name for me again.
Alfie.
I am playing a mage within the Avar, which are a group of people who tend to live in the Frostback Mountains of Ferelden. Her name is Ursa. Yep. You're totally fine.
And you guys can join in on one-shots. I forgot to mention that earlier for everybody.
Yes.
Trying to reload because sometimes the audio will just stop. Aha! There it is! That was the problem. Let me let my producer know. Perfect, now we have a little bit of jingly music.
I don't have audio.
It's not going to be important. It's just some
Alright, cool.
jingly medieval music at the moment.
Yeah, you can turn it on. Yeah, one shot thing. Well, I'm playing Dave. I'm trying to get the accent down. Damn it! Now I just want to go Brooklyn. Dave is a Fereldian freeman. So he's from the Fereldians. He's a sellsword kind of mercenary. Typically uses a two-handed sword or a bastard sword, but carries a shield on his back because, why not? Very good style of combat is to have a shield on your back and use a two-handed sword, just saying. But anyway, He is going to make some coin because he's kind of a wanderer because he's tired.
All right, and last but not least, Zibani, who are you playing tonight?
My name is Xavier, and I am from Orlais. I am Orlesian. Society would categorize me as a rogue, but I do not like such labels. I'm also a sellsword. My family perhaps exiled me for wooing the wrong woman. But I will get back in their races. But until then, I need to find a way to eat to the lifestyle I have learned to love. So that is what I am doing here.
Perfect. All right, give me 1 second. Chat it up with our lovely audience there. I got to get one more thing loaded up.
So how do you feel about Orlais, Zibani?
It is clearly the best country.
I think it smells too much of fish.
Yes, because you are a mongrel.
Eh.
For those in chat that don't understand what just happened, I kind of played like half of a Dragon Age game once years ago. So I know precisely jack shit about all this setting.
That's about
Right,
me
but-
too.
You've got a cat, so you've got a leg up.
Yeah.
Other than
two.
like
And then also
mages
pause.
are bad unless they're part of the guild or whatever.
And blood mages are worse, even if they are from the guild.
No, oh right, there's another thing I know. Meryl is adorable.
That's a political
Ugh.
statement, like not the Meryl thing. You're just wrong. But
No,
like,
the Meryl thing's a political statement against me and Hope.
Meryl is adorable.
No, Meryl's a goddamn
Meryl.
garbage person.
Who's Meryl?
She's
some
she's
chick
an
from Dragon
elf
Age
who,
who's a
did
total
little bit
piece
blood
of
magic.
garbage. Did a ton of blood magic and got her entire clan killed. And
Sounds
like
a swell
Zibani's
girl.
like, she's cute though.
No, she's adorable.
No, she's a monster.
She's also a sad sack.
She is also a sad sack.
All right. So that is the background. Basically, you guys are all sellswords. We talked about it earlier that you guys felt you were actually a traveling group of companions. You weren't just kind of out of nowhere all purchased or hired for this job. Oh, I didn't finish going around. So Hope, where would you lie on that morality line? 1 being white knight, 10 being like you don't care, you just want the money.
Closer to 1 than 10?
Oh, look at lady just over here.
I mean,
So-
she has to keep sort of high morality just as being a mage. You don't want to corrupt yourself too much.
Well,
It's a
I'm
good
just
point.
saying I think me and her are going to get along swell.
So yeah, then Dave, where would you say you lie?
I'm about a clear 3.5.
3.5. Okay. And how about you,
Wait,
Zibani?
which end is the half on?
I am closer to Elfie here. I am 7, perhaps 8, probably 7.
All right, good to know. So, to get our little adventure started, you guys are heading across the countryside toward the fortress Stenhold. As you approach, you notice that it's seen better days. Hard rain pummels the crumbling stones, the thatch roofs, exposing cracks and gaps as the water pours through them. Soldiers are drilling both in the courtyard and the field outside. You see a few masons struggling to patch holes in the wall. It just is not a great sight. Doesn't make you feel too confident about what you're going to get paid for this. After a while, a woman appears. She is wearing full circle mage garb. She's very obviously a circle mage. She seems to almost kind of tout it by the way she's dressed and the way she walks. And as she approaches you, she says, "I am Alenka. Follow me." And you know just from getting the job that she is the Arl's steward.
I'm gonna lean over to Xavier and just kind of, oh great, it's another shithole.
Eventually we'll get a good job.
As you follow Alenka, you see her struggle a bit as she tries to push the rain-swollen door open. And once you walk inside, as a typical stronghold is, there's a few different paths, hallways, different doors that lead to either halls, the kitchens, different places like that. Obviously, the bedrooms for the family on upper floors. And as you walk along, you will see a number of human servants as well as some city elves, down on their knees, scrubbing the floor, trying to mop up all of the rain that's pouring into the building. And you see Alenka pass them without even kind of a second look.
The upkeep here is top par. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, maybe all the money's coming to us, eh?
So she leads you along. She leads you along pretty much silently. She just expects you to, follow her in the direction. At this point, we're gonna have our first roll. I will need you guys to roll. As with everything, it's gonna be 3d6. Then you can add the points of your perception if you have it, and then if you happen to have seeing as a focus, you can add that as well. That's the little, in Roll20, the plus number thing. And then your difficulty is going to be 9. Let me know if any of that was unclear. As
All right,
we're all
so
World of Darkness people.
So it will be 3d6 plus 2 for perception, or is that 5d6?
It's not extra dice, it's plus the number.
What I thought, didn't want to roll the wrong thing.
Yeah. So it'll be, whenever I say plus an ability, it's the number as an addition to your final roll. And then if you have a focus, I'll let you know if it's available.
Okay.
Also, all of your third dice when you roll is going to be the dragon die, which applies to different things. I'm going to try and make sure I remember that as we go along.
I'm really hoping that a high roll is a good roll, because,
Same.
It is.
well then.
So
This
we're
ain't
set.
that weird meet the target or under bull crap.
Yeah, what is this? A Thaco system?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dragon die means that the higher the number, it kind of applies to the quality. So if you get a high number, of course, that means you did well on it, but it can also mean that if you get a really high number, basically 6 on your third dice, it's kind of a little extra oomph. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, Ursa and Xavier, you happen to notice as she's opening a door that looks like it'll lead to a great hall, a single gold sovereign falls out of her pocket into a puddle, but she doesn't seem to notice, and she just kind of steps inside.
I'm definitely also trying to grab it.
I won't grab it.
I'm definitely
Dibs.
also trying to grab
I
it.
got dibs.
I think this sounds more like a roll.
I need a notebook. I need a
Shit,
notebook.
I bet you're way faster.
I am a rogue.
Okay.
Grabbing gold.
This is what I do. I freeze him.
You freeze him to grab the that's not gonna bring up any suspicion.
Do you notice which of us even noticed the gold coin? You just reached for it. I just reached for it. Here's hoping I'm faster.
I would say, actually, Ursa's gonna be faster because she has higher on her dragon die.
So I noticed more better. More firster.
More firster.
Or firster. Grumble, I say.
Should not be Crumble.
Alright, so Ursa and Xavier both notice the coin falling out of her pocket, and both maybe kind of look at each other in that comical style, but Ursa makes a move slightly faster, grabs the coin up, and Alenka, as I said, doesn't seem to notice that she even dropped it, and she heads inside the hall.
Hey, what's you got there?
It is nothing. She dropped a spell component, or whatever. I don't know exactly what. Like, okay, so how do magic here? Like, how does one cast magic? Because I assume that I would have seen circle mages doing circle mage things at some point.
Like a staff, usually.
Yeah, you basically just tear a hole in reality and do whatever you want.
Yeah, you pull shit out of where you dream from.
But typically they use staves.
But they use staffs to do that.
Okay, then she dropped something, and as I point at Ursa, not at the chick that...
Alenka, the steward.
Yeah, I point at Ursa. She dropped something.
Ursa just grins.
Dave will shake his head and keep going.
All right. In the Great Hall, you see a short, stocky man standing in the center of the room being fitted for a suit of gleaming plate armor by his servant elves. He has very, downcast eyes. He isn't really paying attention to them at all. He looks over in irritation when you enter, then grunts in pain and spins back to cuff one of the elves against the head, pinched by the greave the servant was fitting. The elf sprawls away, trying to just gather his balance, and you hear the Arl just snort in disgust and
At the
upset.
moment he rounds, Alfie has a hand on one of her throwing axes.
The Arl, Neruda, turns back to the group, and directly a bit more so to Alenka, he just snorts out, "Well?" So, as you've kind of gathered just by that little brief introduction, you can tell the Arl isn't very sympathetic, especially to his, house elves, as it were. But just he has a very gruff demeanor overall.
And what did we get hired here to do?
Oh, you are going to be, so his son and daughter were on an extended vacation visiting relatives in a town called Denerim, but it's a long enough trek that they need escorts, especially because there have been darkspawn sighted more and more in the area. In fact, there is an escort taking them from Denerim to a waypoint, and you're going to be kind of doing the second leg of the business. It's a long enough trek, it was too much for one group to carry it the whole way.
Then I will bow appropriately and say, "We are here as escorts, my lord, for your family."
About? I have one communication. I'm not doing
I'm basically a bard.
So I'll just keep in mind with your abilities, 0 means kind of the average person. So when you have plus in anything, it means you're above average in that. So even 0 communication, you might recognize that you should bow, even if you're not gonna. But 1 would mean you might, know an extra thing or two to impress the person in front of you.
Yeah.
Alfie and Ursa, just not gonna bow?
Nope.
Okay, so it sounds about right. Alenka...
In fact, Alfie is just going to stare the Arl dead in the eye.
Right? Yeah, no. Ursa's on the same, she's gonna puff up her chest.
The Arl seems to just entirely ignore you. Otherwise, Alenka steps forward and introduces you each by name and explains, following Xavier, that this is the group of hired swords that are going to make the trek to the waypoint and pick up his 2 children from the knights that are bringing them at least to that point. The Arl looks you over with a pretty skeptical eye, and again, just sort of grunts, doesn't really say much to you. Let's see. I'm on the wrong page. He just sort of says, "You'll do. My children are returning for Denerim, and Alenka is due to meet them. My land is being encroached by darkspawn, and I need every warrior I have to combat the threat. You'll accompany Alenka and return here with her and the children. I'll pay 50 silver pieces to each of you for the service of 2 days or less. Well?"
Is that a normal... This is out of character. Yeah. Is that a normal economic, 50 silver?
Yeah. It's not as stupid as D&D, but there's copper, silver, and gold.
Right.
So 1 gold piece is worth 100 silver, and then 1,000 bronze.
Yep. But
so
escorting a
escorting a nobleman's family.
I feel
For
like
50
escorting
silver.
too.
It's too cool. Is that a right
So like
price?
a sovereign and a, no wait, 2 gold total, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be 2 gold for your whole group.
So
Yeah, I
is
could
that
see that. Like as like a starter kid quest, I could see that isn't
Is
that
it?
much.
like because you said the building was all in disarray?
Mm-hmm. You could roll for negotiation if you want.
No, I just want to know if it should be
Yeah,
negotiated.
like it's would it be remotely reasonable to negotiate up?
Yeah, like is that
Because
good price?
I have the dice for that, but I don't know if that's in character, if that's a wise thing to do.
Yeah, it's like if someone's like, "Hey, I'll give you $500 to get walk my kid across the neighborhood." I'm like, "Yes, sir." But I just like, what is this?
I'm gonna say it's a fair enough price. Some of you might personally feel like you should be paid a little bit more, not doubling or anything like that. But yeah, if any of you do feel like it's worth negotiating or you have a reason to, go ahead and do that.
Surely, my lord, your family is worth a little bit more than that. We want nothing but the best for them, and we must, of course, provide the absolute finest service we can to them.
All right, 1 second. I didn't get my dice thing up.
Because I have a
My.
exact thing. Damn it, George Decay!
Damn it, KK!
No, that's not oh my. That's oh my.
Is that the resist roll? Because that's one.
It's an opposed roll, and it is the same outcome, although Xavier did get slightly higher die and a higher dragon die.
I didn't roll anything.
What's dragon die?
That was my perception roll. Like, I don't know what does even with focus, because I have a focus and persuasion, and I feel like that's relevant.
You had
It's
to.
2+.
Okay. Well,
What's a dragon die?
It's going to be your 3rd die, and in this game, it partially counts for, like, kind of helping with ties, or, like, saying, like, you got a slightly better outcome, even if you succeeded above the target, you just did a slightly better job of it. And then also in combat, it does a fun little thing they'll explain.
grumble.
Okay. All right. So Xavier tries to negotiate for a little bit more money, and the Arl just again starts looking frustrated. He pushes the elves that are trying to dress him out of the way and marches closer to the group and says, "If you're not interested, I can find more cell swords."
But of course we are, my lord. I apologize for being so presumptuous.
He kind of waves a dismissive hand at Alenka and goes back to his business. She then kind of makes a little barrier between the 4 of you and the Arl and says, "Well, that'll be settled. You'll certainly get paid once the children arrive safely. So, I suppose we should be on our way. Do you have everything you need?"
I don't know, do we?
I'm going to
I was gonna have you guys actually make sure you spent stuff on adventure gear. We could do that real quick, or I could say you guys have just a standard pack and I'll tell you what you have.
My
I
thing
bought
came with
adventuring
equipment.
gear.
I know you did, Karen.
Oh, look at fucking prepared person over here.
I mean, I've had this character sheet in front of me for like 25 minutes. So.
Yeah, no, it's role playing games. So on
My sheet
page
doesn't say I have food, so
on page 13, there's adventurer's gear. You guys all have weapons because I know you guys got that on your sheet. But you can spend a gold piece or 100 silver on those items there. So if you want to like just kind of take a look at them real quick.
I could spend half of what our job is about to do.
Well, you guys are a traveling group of cell swords. There's basic stuff like a healing kit and rope. I figure you guys would have that on you.
Are we going to be provided horses, or are we to continue on foot?
It's on foot. I said that kind of out of character, but yeah.
Is it implied that we have food, or should we buy it? And no. Like mustache wax.
There's no Walmarts along the way.
What about mustache wax?
Also, you guys can, like, pool points, so if, you know, you only have, like, 2 left and someone else has, like, 15 left and there's something you could all use as a group, that'll be fine.
How much do we start with?
You'll get 100 silver each.
On top of the things that I have from the pre-gen?
The weapons and stuff, yeah, not that. It's just the adventurer's gear on page 13.
Okay, cool.
So there's, like, rope, tent, torch, traveler's garb, lockpicks,
Crowbars.
yeah.
Crowbars?
A flask. The flask is 50 silver. Gotta be a drunk to waste your money on that.
Is it already filled?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say for 50 silver, it's filled. Maybe like it's
but
a
like,
nice.
what's the quality? It's a nice. Okay, then maybe I'm considering.
You either get a nice flask that's empty or a decent flask that's filled with something pretty good. You gotta pick. I would love if the rogue just picked the flask full of liquor and a bunch of lockpicks. I'm
so
ready,
glad
guys.
The adventurer's gear.
And then the
I've got
lockpicks
everything
go
I
in
need.
the flask.
No, the flask says 50 copper pieces.
Oh, 50 copper pieces? Oh, I was reading it wrong.
That
That
makes
makes
vastly more sense.
Okay.
I know, I was like, this is a fancy ass, like, French.
That's what I thought it was
whatever the hell
implying.
Savani's playing.
That's what I thought it was implying. I thought it was like, oh, this is a silver flask filled with the finest brandy.
It doubles as a
That being
lyrium
said-
potion.
Isn't 50 coppers just 5 silver?
Yes.
Why are they doing this?
I don't know. It really would have been so much easier
Yeah.
to just put it all in silver. Because, okay, so like oil says 8 copper. That's one thing. But like, yeah, 50 copper could have just been by silver.
Well. So instead of spending time doing that, I have on my pre-gen, I have like pre-existing equipment. I'm just gonna do
Do
that.
you?
Huh?
Do you?
Yes. On my character sheet, it under pre-gen it says this is the equipment you have, blah 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 blah, and 22 silver pieces.
Okay, yeah, so Dave, you
that's-
also have the same thing.
Yeah, mine says a certain amount of stuff. It doesn't tell me like things like food.
I'm gonna say, really basic stuff I know you guys would have on you, like a water skin and food is fine.
Water skin's on there, but
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. So anything that's like, if you wouldn't leave for any kind of walking trip without it, I'm not too worried about it. I just wanted to make sure you guys picked anything specific, you know, and made sure you had your weapons.
Yeah.
I think we can
the
move
fact-
on.
Like the fact that I am a rogue with the thievery talent and I do not have lockpicks. So I'm gonna spend 12 of my silver pieces on that.
I think we can move along with it. I'm not
I'm gonna
gonna
get a torch.
I'm not gonna screw you guys over because like you didn't think to bring
Yeah.
a rope.
Yeah, I always love
I
those
thought
D&D
to bring a rope.
campaigns. You forgot the rope.
I mean, yeah, those can be a fun game if everyone knows what they're getting into and like you've got to manage that. But
Mhm.
when the DM's just being like, nah, screw you, it's different.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. All right. So as you start to depart the actual fortress, Alenka starts explaining a little bit more. She's well, she told you some of this before, but is clarifying as you're leaving that the waypoint is about a full day's travel. You may need to camp and make it there the rest of the way in the morning after. And it is through very hilly and largely unpopulated land. So the track shouldn't be too difficult, but of course that's why you're hired in case something does arise.
I'm gonna, when she mentions we'll need to make camp, Alfie's just gonna, the children, do they camp? Have they camped? Will they camp? Or shall I set up a palatial tent somewhere?
Olenka's expression is pretty hard to read at that, but she just shakes her head and says, if they have to camp, they'll be camping with Sir Corbin and his steward, Sir Bridget. We'll be meeting them in the morning, and we should be able to make it back.
However, if you happen to have a palatial tent, I would be glad to use it.
If palatial means the opposite of that word, then yes, I have one.
Alright, I got your stuff noted, Ursa.
Ursa is going to look at Alf and be like, that's really nice of you, and then just start setting up her own personal tent.
Oh, you're not doing it camping now.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, right here.
That's weird.
Sports room.
Right
now.
now.
You're just
Sorry.
pitching it up.
Here
I
in the
was
middle
totally
of the Arl's
spending most
castle.
of my
I'm
time
tired. I'm just
writing
gonna...
out-
You're good. Olenka was just explaining that it's at least a full day's trek to the waypoint. You may need to camp for like the evening and then get out like first break at dawn. If everything goes, depending on how quickly you make it there.
What's her name again? Alicia.
Olenka.
Olenka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I will spend my last 10 silver on a tent by the dubs.
Okay. As Olenka continues leading you out back onto the path, you are met by a woman, probably like maybe late 30s. She's dressed in very fine lady's garb, and she approaches you quickly as if she wants to catch your attention before you leave. Olenka gives her just a little half bow out of courtesy and tells the rest of you that it is Lady Masia, the Arl's wife. She reaches out a hand toward the first of you that she meets.
I'll take
she
it.
says, okay.
I'm definitely a charmer.
Oh,
That is adorable.
Please forgive my husband, she pleads. This incursion is very trying for all of us, and the Arl deals with his worries in his own way. For my part, I thank you for your help.
Of course, my lady.
I'm sure his days of beating elves are very trying for him.
Both Olenka and Lady Masia have that very posh look of not replying, but understood.
Dave gives you like
Ursa's gonna turn to Alfie and be like, no, he doesn't beat his elves. His lips are chapped from kissing the king's ass all day.
Oh, right. I misunderstand the hardships
Well,
of
from what
nobles.
I've heard, or what I've been hearing, the countryside is very dangerous at this time. I would really appreciate. I would die if something were to happen to Joseph or Hannah. So please take this. Please take this as a sign of a mother's gratitude. And she reaches into a small little purse on her side and hands you all a gold piece.
All?
Oh, no, I feel bad.
No,
for being an
you
asshole.
as a group.
Okay.
Yeah. And my character will take it because I was the one who got those. Of course, my lady. We will take most care of it.
In a very, polite way, Olenka kind of tries to turn the lady around and push her off, and then begins leading the rest of you out of the castle and toward the forest that covers the northern part of the Arl's lands.
Well, I can see that you guys can behave in front of an audience. He's playing with a gold coin in his hand.
Yeah. Tell me one thing I said that was wrong.
Yeah. Tell me something I said that was incorrect.
It's not rude if it's true.
This is not technically true. Flattery will get you everywhere, and these are the people who are paying us. You're not wrong.
I'm sorry. Are we being paid for being nice now?
I don't recall being paid for that.
Mm-mm. Didn't see a niceness bonus in there.
I don't think manners were
Actually-
anywhere in the job description.
And he keeps playing with the gold coin. I think we did.
Yes, in fact, we did.
No, that was more just a please don't let my
But-
children die bonus.
But I can always just share it with Xavier.
Oh, it's to be extortion, is it?
That's what I'm
All
hearing.
right. Good.
I will
Is it-
look
This is
at
a
Ursa
lovely
start.
pointedly with that one.
Is it bad manners if you punch someone who's playing with the gold coin? I can't
In front of you.
remember the customs.
Not necessarily bad manners, but breastplate.
Alenka looks over her shoulder and
Oh.
just says in a wry tone, "Have you four worked together long?"
Terribly.
Many years.
Too long.
Well, I suppose that has its perks, better than a group that have no loyalties to one another. At this point, zipping forward a little bit, you get out of the actual Arling's kind of land and out onto the proper trail. I would like to know your traveling order, for no reason at all.
I would at some point, as we get off, like to bring up the status of that gold coin that Ursa got her hands on.
I can't split it
Now.
here.
Nah, well then I suppose I could share with the party and let everyone know that you're.
Well, I don't care.
Longest
not
sip.
you.
He's talking about the coin that Ursa
Yeah, the
grabbed
coin that
dropped
she
from
found, that
Alenka.
Ursa found
well,
earlier, and I'm
tell
not
me how
bringing it
you're
up.
bringing it up. How are you bringing it up, bro?
So, what are you planning on doing with that gold coin?
I'm sorry, you didn't just announce to the whole party.
No. I will find a point where, like, I can kind of
I was joking.
get next to her and be quiet about it.
Well, I was thinking of treating as many people as I could to maybe a drink. That sounds like a nice use.
I suppose there could be benefits for us from that.
I'm glad you suppose so.
Because I would like a cut of it as well, because, this is a group after all, we work together.
Okay, so like, I don't understand. This didn't have anything to do with work in how I obtained that coin. Why do you want a cut? Or why do you deserve a cut?
Because we are compatriots, we work together. My safety, my success is your success.
So, if I were to be home cooking a pie, I should give you a cut of that too, because we all work together?
We both know you don't cook pie.
Hey, Offie, what
I
do you
might.
think they're talking about?
Just chatting.
No, I pulled something
Okay,
else.
He's having fun
We're having
now, damn
another
it.
aside.
If you've seen Harmon Quest, this is
All right, so then I pull
And then you pull
Dave
Alenka
further
aside.
aside.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't
What
know.
do you think they're talking about?
However, a pie does not make us more capable in combat. Gold does.
Sure, but if we are not actively working, why should I share anything with you?
We literally are on a job right now.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't call it working if we were on a job and I stopped to take a shit. Like, there are certain things that don't count as the job.
Yes, but you taking a shit, as you put it, does not make me more combat viable, capable of protecting our group. Again.
I know, and neither does me finding this sovereign.
Yes, in fact, it does. With that, I could purchase supplies that can benefit the whole group.
Well, sure, but you could do the same when we all get paid for this job.
I can do it better if you do not hold out. The sovereign to purchase drinks for strangers.
You
How
guys
about
have
you
been over there yet?
Or how about you make sure that our companion with the gold coin doesn't, make sure that he shares, and then I'll.
Oh,
see
that is very
I
much
share
part
too.
of the plan.
All right. Well, when it comes to that, then I will share too.
Okay, so after the discussion, Alenka is still just sort of leading you out of the main area. Again, what would be your proceeding order? And I mean this like you guys understand the roads could be dangerous. There could be bandits, darkspawn, animals, anything. So how would you proceed?
I take front.
All right, fine. Don't consult the only other person that's as armed as you are. Cool. I guess
Actually,
I'll take the back.
What is your character? I thought your character is your character a warrior?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a shield?
No.
I have a shield. I just
So
don't
then why
use
don't
it.
you take the back in case we get shot?
Actually, I'll do that.
From the back?
Yeah.
Well, I
ambush.
wear the shield on my back,
Yeah, there you go.
so no, that's gold. I'll take it.
Dave's just gonna dogpile everybody when someone
happened?
shows up.
Yeah.
I have a shield
So
on my
I'll
back.
take the front.
In like we're walking in a line. Where are you?
I mean, I'm happy in the middle, but you know.
Same. Also same.
All right. So we're making a warrior sandwich.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no! We're making a rogue mage sandwich because
Thank you.
when you put ham between two pieces of bread,
You don't
don't
say
go-
bread sandwich.
Maybe you don't.
Alright, we'll say then that Alfie's leading the front, Xavier's sort of behind, Alec and Ursa are maybe like on the sides of Xavier because they're both mages, so they can like, hopefully, maybe even ice spell somebody if they pop out of
Gotcha.
nowhere. Yeah, and Dave will be taking the back. Alright. So as you all continue, you travel through some open land and then head into a bit of a wooded area. As you travel through there, you only hear some simple animals skittering around. Doesn't sound like anything too bad. It is still early to midday. You wouldn't expect any bears or wolves really around at this time. But as you approach a break in the trees, Alenka tells you that once you've crossed the bridge ahead, there's an excellent place to stop for lunch and to rest. Once you emerge from the woods, however, it's obvious that something is wrong. There appears to be a deep chasm directly ahead of you, but no bridge is to be seen. Just as you notice the heavy stakes to which the wooden bridge was probably once attached, you hear a shout, followed by a chorus of answers. Suddenly, a band of horrifically ugly, squat humanoids with yellowish-gray skin charge out of the woods, brandishing throwing axes. And Alenka just screams, "Chinlocks!"
What's a chinlock?
They're darkspawn.
Yeah,
They're a type of
yeah.
darkspawn.
I even have a picture.
They're like hobgoblins, only ugly.
because hobgoblins aren't ugly.
This is kind of a, was it Genlock or Genlock? It's been a long time since I played.
Yes.
I thought it was Genlock, so we're gonna go with that. I like it better. Anyway, so this is a big boy, referred to more often as a Genlock Alpha. The other ones are a little more goblin-y, a little more like half-human
Okay,
size.
so we're fighting the Rhino from Spider-Man.
What?
There is...
The image on screen is the Rhino from Spider-Man.
Hey, I think this came out before the movie. Oh, I know, so you're talking about the cover.
The
books.
Rhino is from like the 70s.
No, I know he is, but he looked way
Nah.
stupider.
Yeah.
He looked way stupider. Anyway, so you will see one Genlock Alpha, this guy over here, and 4 smaller ones. They're about, like I said, shorter than humans, very like stocky goblin kind of looking creatures. The band of Genlocks are about, let's see, they're about 10 yards away from the chasm, and then 20 from you. So they're in a bit of a clearing between the woods and this open area.
Okay. Our,
Skirmish music.
ooh. Are we rolling initiative or are we free acting?
We will do 1 initiative per combat. So let me
Okay.
double check what that is. It is going to be... Shit. I wrote down how it worked, but not what to roll. I think it's just 3d6.
I think 3d6 plus dex.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
What's the plus roll? Sorry.
Plus dex.
Also, for someone who's closer to 1 than 10, you're sure greedy.
Who, me?
I said closer to 1 than 10. That doesn't mean that I'm not, somewhere in the middle.
She's just like normal people, greedy.
I wasn't being greedy. I'm just keeping away from you kids.
She's just like, hey, I just saw someone drop $100, greedy.
You people are terrible, terrible party members.
That's why you love us.
No, I just do it because I can't take a hit like the two of you. And also cannot freeze people, willy-nilly because someone tried to grab some gold. Fucking bitch.
She didn't do shit.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Now that I've got my order out. All right. So in your based on your traveling order, the 4 genlocks, the smaller ones, they start charging towards all of you, and in fact, 2 of them are going to be heading toward Alfie, since she's up front, and then the other 2 are going to try to basically flank the sides and head towards Alinka and Ursa. Now, there is a bit of a stretch between all of you. Like I said, it's a good 10 to 20 yards. So you can all, on your turn, you get to do either 1 major action and 1 minor, which... Major and minor major is basically melee ranged attack, run, defend, heal. And then minor is ready yourself, move, aim. Aim gives you a bonus to attacking or activate a spell. So if you have for the mages, if you have rock armor, you can pull that up now. Or you can do 2 minor if you want to do both of those sorts of things. I don't know if I shared this document with you guys. I'm gonna drop it in Discord.
So we only have about 1 turn before they engage distance with us?
They're taking a turn to run at you guys, so you guys can either charge at them as well, ready things, or if you have ranged attack, you can do that.
And
you're not close enough for melee yet.
How long does it take to pull out my back shield to my front?
That's ready, so that'll be a minor.
Alright, so basically, I can do a 5-foot adjustment, that, and a sword, and, be ready, essentially.
You can ready, and then if you only want to do another minor action, you could basically also aim, which will give you a +1 bonus when you actually attack.
Oh, even with melee?
Yes, so ready, move, aim, or activate are all minors. You could do 2 minors or 1 major and 1 minor.
Alright, so they're pretty damn close. Oh wait, it's not my turn, sorry, excuse me. I think.
Yeah, next will be Xavier. So 1 major, 1 minor, or 2 minors.
What's the terrain look like?
At this point, it's open ground, so behind you are wooded trees. and they're coming at you from the chasm. It looks like they probably broke the bridge themselves.
So there's nothing between here and between us and them that I could hide behind.
You could go back to the tree line if you want to hide to prepare something, or, drag one in there, like get attention and drag one in there with you.
But nothing between us.
No.
Darn. Because I can't backstab with a bow. What would it take to get one's attention? And draw them to me.
I mean, stabbing it usually works.
I would actually allow for a communication roll, and even with your persuasion focus, and just if you were doing a very, distracting, hey, ugly over here.
Yeah, that's definitely, I am into that.
Okay.
And then my other thing... Well, I guess I'll do that first. Okay.
Uh, 17? Okay, yeah, no, that is quite a good success. So,
Awesome.
One of the genlocks, at least, that was heading to flank one of the mages, give me whatever you use to get his attention.
How smart? These things aren't typically very smart, though, right?
No. They are programmed to kill kind of mindset. The alphas can be a little more intelligent in their attacks and planning, but these things, the little ones, usually just kind of dive at you and attack right away.
Right. Then I could, I guess, grab, a rock and throw one. Try and, beat it in the head and, flip it off, even though it probably doesn't understand what that means. Be loud and very motional. There's a word in there somewhere, I promise.
What was that?
Your mother is a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
Pretty much. Okay, with that then, I'd say you use a minor to get the attention, and you want to use a ranged attack with a stone.
I don't know. I don't even necessarily need to hit it or do damage. I'm just trying to get it, kind of to get my attention, because I want it to follow me into the woods.
Okay, it is following you.
Right.
If you just threw a rock at it and called out at it.
Then my other thing that I want to do is move back into the woods, and as part of the thing that I can do with backstab, do a dexterity versus perception seeing, and hide.
Okay.
Get it into the woods and disappear.
Yep, alright. Okay, then you're gonna do your dexterity roll, and then it's gonna be against their perception with their focus.
Yes. That is a 16 and a 6 on the dragon die.
Alright, perfect. You run into the woods, you caught the attention of that one genlock. He didn't like your snarky attitude and you throwing things at it, so... Huh?
Didn't like the cut of my jib.
It didn't like the cut of your jib, not at all. Not one little bit. So it follows you back into the wood line, which is a little sparse, but you find a couple, trees with wider trunks and some of the, shrubbery nearby. Get yourself ducked down behind there. It kind of slides to a stop. It's wearing like really ratty, torn up, old kind of leather armor. Looks like it might have even just like picked it up off a dead human and put it on. And you can see from your hiding spot that it's sniffing around, trying to find you. Its eyesight doesn't seem very good. It's got small, beady, watery eyes, but the like large animalistic nose on its face is going crazy, trying to sense where you went. But since there's several humans around kind of in the same area, it's sensing them. It's not sure just yet. So you're in a good spot. Moving on next to Dave. You are in the back line, but you are next.
All right. So Dave will take it's a single strap shield, so he will roll the shield around to his left side, pull it out so that he has the handle in his hand, and he will step in front of the mage ladies. Be like, all right, ladies, stay behind the shield now, and he will clap his shield and sword a couple times, and he will aim for the first fucker that comes around.
All right, so you ready and aim. So you have a +1 bonus when you attack. Just keep that in mind. I already have a billion notes in front of me. Next we have Alfie. You're in front, and you've got two heading directly at you. One that was going off to the side to flank has started to run off after Xavier. There's another one going to the far right to head towards Ursa.
Okay. I think Dave can handle it. I'm gonna pull out a throwing axe and hurl it at one of the two, whichever is closest or starting to pull away.
Okay. That is a major action as range. Do you want to use your minor for aiming or moving?
Oh, do I not need to use a minor to pull out the axe?
Let me double check what
That's
it
where
says
it
about ready.
It's on your hip. It's just
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, no, ready is if it's anything that's stowed, so it's not already in your hand. Aim would be like if you already have it in hand. So yeah, it'll be ready, and then you want to range attack.
Yep.
All right. Need more monitors. Okay. So your attack is going to be, let's see, just the 3d6, and then your target number, or your difficulty, is going to be 11. Alright, now let me see how that damage works out.
The damage I have listed is a d6 plus 2.
Oh, I meant the damage you do to its health is going to be your result against their... Oh, actually, I think you do that full damage. Yep, okay. So, it was just the target number was their defense, but you actually do 15 damage to it. And... let me mark that. Math. Alright. At this point, just as reference, the alpha is still kind of at the back. It's so much larger that, like, it's practically about 2 people in height if it was standing on its hind legs, though it is much more gorilla-like that it leans on its front legs. So it's just moving slowly toward you as the underlings, the small genlocks, ran at you first. Next we have Ursa. Now, at this point, actually, so Karis, Alfie, you throw one of your throwing axes, you get it solidly, like, right in the shoulder, and actually, like, knocks it kind of back on its on its side, and it's just trying to struggle to get back up. You've definitely done some major damage. You can see this black Icarus blood pouring out of the wound. Now you have one still heading at you, and one going to the right towards Ursa. So Ursa, it is your turn. You see one heading kind of almost directly at you from your side position.
And Genlock Alpha, what is he doing exactly?
He's still further back. He's kind of slowly lumbering towards you guys, like he's not even really worried about what happens to the smaller ones. He's taking his time. He's enjoying watching.
Okay. I'm gonna try and Winter's Grasp the one that's running at me.
Okay.
Although it's running at her, I would protect her, right? Because I stepped in front.
You would be blocking, but that's a ranged attack anyway, so she can like do it over your shoulder with her staff.
Make sure. Just make sure.
Well, like if he's blocking, I would rather attack the Gen.
No. Yeah, I'm not blocking you. I'm just protecting you.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay.
I'm only one person. You can go.
So I don't know exactly how to cast. It says that while the spell is in effect, the target must make a Constitution test versus your will or versus your spell power. Which, like, I know her spell power, but I don't know if I need to roll something before that.
That sounds like a saving throw to me, which is she rolls, not you, or it rolls, not you.
Okay.
And this is coming from a D&D set mindset, so I could be completely off my rocker, but like sounds like a saving throw.
I think that what it's going to be is it's going to be Constitution instead of defense as a like opposed instead of just the defense.
Okay. Sorry. So, what exactly do I do?
You're gonna roll your 3d6 plus magic, and if you have a focus that's related. Let me see.
I want you to have a focus that's called Ice Ice Baby.
I would really like that.
I want to make sure I got that right, because I didn't look up Winter's Grasp because it wasn't in the quick start thing.
Nope, that's totally chill. It says that basically if he beats it, which, like, her spell power is only 13. I mean, like, besides the roll, it just happens that her roll is also 13. But her spell power is 13. He beat it, so I believe this spell ends. Like, it don't do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's because it's going to be their Constitution as an opposed instead of the defense against melee. So yeah, you cast your Winter's Grasp at the running Genlock. It partially misses. Maybe it hits, but it sort of like shrugs the ice off of its arm that like just barely touched it, and continues towards Ursa and Dave.
It does say that it does damage, though. So basically, like, it does damage, and then also it can slow, but if they beat the thing, then it doesn't at all slow.
Perfect. Okay. So it takes the actual ice hit. That'll be 13 damage.
Or it's just 1d6. That's so much damage that you're giving it.
We gotta end this game at some point, so...
Never mind.
You
know what? I'm not ever gonna complain.
I mean, if you play Dragon Age on easy, yeah, this would be like you knock a couple Genlocks out. It's this we're playing on easy tonight. It's my first time running it, so.
I'm so sorry, man.
No, you're fine. No, I'm like I want to get through this without us hitting like 1 o'clock, and it's only a quarter way through. All right. Now it is going to be Alenka's turn. So let me pull up her sheet real quick. What can Alenka do? Alright, so she can... Alright, Alenka is going to aim at the one that it has not been hit and is still running towards Alfie with Arcane Bolt. Also, I don't think I was giving you the difficulty on your thing either, but it's fine. Oof. Oh wait, it was supposed to be 10. Oh, it doesn't give me the full thing if I have target number up. Ugh. Is that how it does it? Nope. Alright, I just gotta do math now. Alright, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright. So... Alright, we'll do this properly. She does 2d6 damage. So, 7 damage. And that'll be the one that was heading towards Alfie. I feel like I lost track of one. Oh, nope. I just wrote too many down. Nope, I just wrote 5 down instead of 4. Alright, so that'll go back to the beginning. The Genlocks now have their turn. Alright, there is one that's in front of Alfie that has a throwing axe in its shoulder. It is going to use a minor action to move, not move forward, but it's going to actually take the minor action to pull it out of its arm, basically like kind of get to its feet. And it is going to ready grabbing the battle axe it had in hand. I guess it didn't drop it, so yeah, it's gonna try to swing at Alfie with the battle axe that was in hand. Alright, so what is your defense, Alfie?
That'd be a 12.
Okay.
Defense?
Uh-oh. Did we miss something?
It's totally fine. I'm not ever gonna get hit, so we're good.
He was hoping that's still a thing.
Alright, nope. The Genlock starts to move toward Alfie and tries to take a long, wide swing, but probably because of the massive damage, it just, kind of just misses her midsection and stumbles a little bit. Xavier, now back in the woods with a Genlock sniffing around for you, what would you like to do?
Then I would like to take my major action to make stab of him.
I didn't know France was so close to Russia.
Nah, it's good.
It's fine.
How does one even, like...
You want to make stab? Alright.
Okay, so it's... On my sheet I have an attack roll of +3, and
Yep.
I roll 3d6 plus 3. Okay, so because backstab, because he didn't see where I went, that's an additional +2.
Alright, and its defense is 11. So that's your difficulty.
And then damage is if I hit, then I roll damage?
Yes.
Cool.
I gave you guys a bit of a bonus earlier because I misunderstood there was a second roll for damage.
Yay.
But whatever.
Alright, so that is a 13, which is better than defense, I think?
Yes. So go ahead and roll your damage.
With my short sword.
Yee.
Doing 12.
Nice.
And then, are there any other of these darkspawns, like, within a move range, or a move action of where I currently am standing?
No, they're a little bit further because you ran back into the woods.
Yeah. So they haven't gotten close to the tree line?
No.
Alright, then I am going to Does this thing look like it's really struggling, or does it look like it could take, some more hits? I don't.
It, visually looks like you did some good damage. Mechanically, I'll just explain that it's at about half health, a little less maybe.
Right. Then I would like to take another one of my fancy move but also hide actions, because I can only do that to the same person once in a row. Like, I have to attack somebody else to get that much damage again.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to move and hide again.
Alright, perfect. Let's see, after Xavier is Dave. You are in front of Ursa with your shield up, and there was a genlock heading at the two of you. Ursa did a bit of damage to it, but it didn't slow it down. It didn't cast the actual ice part. So what would you like to do, Dave?
Oh, that was me?
Yes, sorry.
My bad, sorry. So where are they coming at? They're coming at my front and about to stab one?
Yeah, there is one that was right in front of you and Ursa. You're protecting Ursa, so it was heading at you. Ursa cast an ice spell that did damage to it but didn't slow it down, so it's still heading at the two of you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stick him with the pointy end.
Okay.
With a +1.
It's a good start.
Difficulty for the small guys is always going to be 11 because that's their defense.
Sure. So I guess I roll my... Oh, yeah, I see attack rolls. I got it.
Yep.
What did I see? 13.
Yeah, you succeeded because it was only 11. So then roll your damage.
Will do. About the same.
All right. No, but you take this guy down. This little goblin man is taking down. You have a large sword.
I got.
Where would you like to poke it?
I'm gonna go for the throat.
Okay, so you take a nice large swing, and you're a taller guy, and this is a shorter creature, so you kind of just meant to like really hit anywhere, but it happened to just go straight through its throat. Its head goes flying and rolling across the grassland. Again, this like black Icarus blood just pours out of its neck as the body stands there for a second and then falls forward.
Hey, Loves, you see that?
I didn't, but I'm sure it's very good.
I do not call out from the forest, what with the hiding and all.
Such a useful demon.
I'm tanking better than most. A tank that can kill.
Alright, the second one, alright, let me see. Next would be Alfie. So there are two in front of you. There was the one that tried to swing its axe at you, failed miserably, and is stumbling a bit. There's another one that's in like better health, but had been hit by one of Alenka's spells. So it got a good shot of like damage to its like upper chest, but is still running forward. Now you've got two basically in front of you, and I will say at this time, the alpha is getting in range. Like next turn, it's going to be in range to swing or do anything at anyone in the main party.
Okay. So Alfie's gonna pull out her battle axe and go, nice try. Let me show you how that actually goes.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and roll to attack the healthier one, I'm guessing? Oh no, the one that's
swung
stumbling?
At me.
Okay.
Well, crap.
Okay. That is a failure, I believe. I don't think there's anything else to roll.
Or, no, that was a practice swing.
Yeah, so You swing, and it, like, just kind of barely brings up its axe as well, and they just kind of clang loudly, and you don't manage to get the full hit in there. Ursa, it's your turn. The one that was right in front of you is now headless and dead. There are two smaller ones right in front of Alfie, who's in front of you, and the alpha is heading your way.
I'm really glad that I got to hear Alfie's shit talking before nothing happened, you know? I'm gonna target the Genlock Alpha with a Paralyze spell.
Nice. Alright. The alpha's defense is also 11. Seems silly, but okay.
Oh, right. So basically, they have to do a test
wait.
versus spell power again. So
yeah, also, they do get a 2+ bonus against spells. So their defense will be 13. And they have you said a Constitution roll again?
Yeah. So this one doesn't do damage, but if it fails, their speed is halved.
Okay.
Or sorry, cut by 1/4, and it lasts for the rest of the encounter.
Okay, but they have 19. So go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say I don't feel like doing a tie roll, so I like this dragon die thing. So we'll say that you got the half speed problem, or you got the half speed effect.
Doesn't she also get stun points because doubles?
Yes, you get stunt points. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You get 6 stun points.
What is that?
Hey!
Yeah, if you open up that document that I posted in Discord, you can see what you can spend.
Ah, cool.
Which you have to do immediately. So take a look now and see what you want to do. Yeah, it has to do with when you get doubles, and whatever the number on your dragon die is, that's how many points you get to spend on your stunts.
And getting doubles, counting your dragon die, will still get you
Is it just?
Yeah.
stun points.
Is it basically just like badass points?
Yeah, no, it's basically like a critical hit or a combo in a video game, which I thought was a really cool mechanic for a tabletop.
That's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. You guys get it for melee too. I don't think any of you have gotten doubles. Oh wait, Xavier, you did. My bad.
Save it for next turn.
Yeah, oh, you know what? I'll just let you spend 3 stunt points on your next physical action.
What channel is that in?
Streaming. Yeah, so if you do, guys, sorry, I meant to say it earlier, but yeah, if you notice you get doubles on something, the third dice is how many points you get.
Oh, that's really cool.
I thought it was a really cool mechanic. I haven't seen anything exactly like it.
It actually does things.
Yeah, it gives you stuff. It's not just like, try again.
Alright, is it possible to increase the spell power such that I get the stun, or? Because if not, I will just reduce the mana cost of that until I have no more stun points.
You got 6 points, and it says you can do it to a maximum of 3, so if you want to just put it all on that, I'll see you got a full hard stun on that guy.
Yep, cool.
I'm gonna say at least like 1 round, and then like the second round it can have a minor but not a full major action.
Sure.
Okay. After that is Alinka, so let's see, let me get back to her. Thang. Alright, let's see, what is Alinka gonna do? Alinka's gonna try another Arcane Bolt. She thinks, like, since you guys are handling these smaller genlocks pretty well, and the alpha's getting a lot closer, and it's stunned, she's gonna send an Arcane Bolt at it, which I don't know if that affects their defense at all. I'm gonna say since it's an alpha, it's got, it's got tough skin, so the defense will be the same, but yeah, she gets to hit it without, like, maybe lower that difficulty a little bit. So she succeeded, and then it's 2d6.
And also 2 stunt points. If do I understand?
Yes, she would get 2 stunt points. I was
Alright.
rolling her damage, but let me check those stunt points as well.
Yeah. No, just like I figured that's it. I just wanted to see if I understood how it worked.
Okay. So, okay. So, so Alenka, gets pretty good success on that. She does decent damage to the alpha. It is standing still, and it's a big, bulky kind of rhino of a creature, so you can't tell exactly how much damage she does, but the arcane bolt she shoots looks pretty powerful. It's a pretty large spell shooting out of that wand. So let's see. Then we're gonna go back to the top of the order. It is actually, in fact, the alpha first, but it is stunned for this full round. So we're gonna go back to the Genlocks. We have the little guy with a big gashed wound in its shoulder in front of Alfie, as well as a smaller one that was heading towards Alfie. So basically, both of them are going to be trying to make a hit. Let me... Wait a minute, melee was 2, not 3?
Sorry?
Melee attacks, that was 2, not 3, right? 2 dice?
No, it's still 3.
That's what I thought. I was getting confused with the magic. And what was your defense again, Alfie?
12.
Alright, you big burly warrior woman. Neither of the Genlocks are able to hit. They maybe even connect with your armor, but it just, you're wearing good plate, so it just kind of goes ching and slips right off because they got shitty, rusted old battle axes. So you've got 2 little guys in front of you and a frozen alpha only a few feet further away, but you're in good standing for now.
Alfie just kind of...
Xavier, you are in the woods with one Genlock still now looking around for you again.
Then I would like to pull out my crossbow and shoot him. Use one of my stunt points to reload immediately because I was late on that. And
You're gonna shoot him in the back?
I cannot backstab with a ranged weapon. I also cannot backstab the same target twice in a row. This just does more damage, and that's the point.
Alright, so you ready your crossbow and go ahead and roll for the attack.
Nice.
Nice. Alright, go ahead and give me that that attack roll.
Alright, then the other 2 stunt points I will spend on an additional damage dice.
Okay. Let's say this thing's looking around for you, still sniffing in the air, trying to find you. I'm probably doing this all wrong, that, like, you guys haven't lost any health,
It's
but
fun.
it's... I think I'm doing it kind of right mostly. Anyway, so it turns around. You catch it as soon as its head turns, and you shoot a bolt at it. You get it right in the neck, so that it even goes up into its skull, and it just falls straight forward, dead on the ground.
Then minor action will be get to the edge of the tree line, sneakishly.
Perfect. All right, next is Dave. You guys, basically you and Ursa, it's your turn right now, but you killed the one in front of you. There are two small ones in front of Alfie, and the alpha is still frozen right now.
By frozen, does it mean if I poke it with the pointy end, does it attack me back, or does it just kind of sit there?
It's paralyzed for the rest of this turn, so it's gonna sit there. It still has high defense, so what I'm gonna do is lower the difficulty, but like it's still got thick skin, so even hitting it directly, you're gonna do more damage, but...
And there's two in front of Alfie?
Yes. Two of the smaller ones.
Aren't good.
They're not
What
doing
was
so
that?
well.
They're not doing so well?
No. Alfie has pretty high defense.
Yeah, alright, so...
Oh, I missed
Wanna go
their
with big
focus. That's why. They'll probably do better after this round, but...
Nice.
I'll just keep leaving it out. It's
That's
fine.
it.
They're not feeling very focused this
Alright,
time.
I'll distract the big fucker and slam my shield again and just go at it.
The big guy that's paralyzed?
Yeah!
So that when he's not paralyzed, he knows who to look at. I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alright. It's getting aggro ready. Okay.
I have a shield and sword back here that I could totally start doing this.
Alright. That's like a minor action. Do you want to do anything else? You can use aim, so that way you'll have a bonus to attacking.
Sure.
Next turn. So keep that in mind.
I couldn't get to it to attack it, or do I attack it then aim? I don't know.
You aim this turn. It's like aiming with a crossbow, and then when you shoot, you get a +1 bonus. So you aim this turn. Next turn, if you attack it, you get a +1 bonus.
Sure, that works for me.
All right, now it's Alfie's turn with these little goblin guys not doing so well.
All right.
Because I'm a bad GM.
Now
You're
you're
fine.
good.
I'm gonna pull out another throwing axe, which drops me into dual weapon stance, so I get a +1, and then I'm just gonna swing at the same dude because she's getting frustrated now.
Yep. All right. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh, come on.
That is their defense.
I mean, it's called a target number.
Yeah, no. So I'd say you meet it. I never liked the idea of that meaning you failed. So you met the target number. So go ahead and do damage. Also, I want to get through this game tonight.
Yeah. I feel you.
There's like
Okay.
actually 3 like combat encounters.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend that 1 stunt point.
I mean, I'm cutting like a couple of them out.
That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a stunt point,
Okay.
and he takes damage, and then he gets pushed back 2 yards, assuming it's not dead.
Okay.
Oh come on!
All right. It's not doing so well. It's huffing and puffing. It leans on its great axe for a second after you hit it, but it is
Don't
still
kill this guy. I
technically
love him.
alive. Just get him to join your party.
Just give me a second. Just need to breathe.
And Ursa, you're behind Dave, who is like wailing at the alpha and seems to be readying his weapon. Otherwise, you have one very sad-looking Genlock, one in healthier condition but can't seem to swing very well in front of Alfie, and the Alpha that is stunned for the moment.
I am absolutely gonna try and kill steal the one that Alfie's working on. That seems like a good idea.
I'm bumping you up on that morality scale a little closer to 8.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Alright, go ahead and roll your attack. Or your, let me know what spell you're using.
Crap, what's it called? Something Lance. Arcane Lance.
Yeah.
It's just like a ranged, I whip around the staff and the angry magic shoots
Gotta
out,
roll for that one.
It just hurt. Absolutely. No, I'm gonna. And it's real bad.
Ooh, that's solid.
It's solidly good. Tell me I
Most
tickled
beautiful
him
night.
just enough that he dies.
That is the most beautiful night I've ever seen.
You hear it make this really nasty, like, cat getting its tail stepped on screech, but nothing seems to really happen. This guy's a trooper.
Alfie glares back at Ursa.
Alenka is going
Gives a
to...
thumbs up with her non-staff hand.
We'll name this one Stab Stab. Because every stab stab does not hit.
Alright, gotta find... God, where are you, Alenka? Okay. She ran away from me. Not so much. Okay. Yeah, Alenka tries to hit the still frozen Alpha, and it seems to like miss, just like goes over its shoulders and hits one of the spikes on its back, just fizzles out. And then top of the turn is the Alpha. The paralyzation spell seems to start wearing off on it, but it's slightly still taking hold, so it starts making a couple more movements towards Alfie, and is kind of just maybe a few feet away right now, but it can't do any other action just yet.
He doesn't
I take
care
it
about
an act
you,
of
Art.
opportunity, or is this the right game?
What?
What?
It's not your
Doesn't
turn.
care about Dave at all.
No. It
You're off
didn't go
on the
after
side.
me.
It's a very big thing. You're a few feet away from Alfie. It's going towards the closest thing.
Oh, I
Um,
thought I was the closest thing.
Yeah, I thought he was smacking it.
Literally right in the thing's face.
Yeah,
That's what I
he
thought it was.
hurting it.
Feel
He
bad.
was putting the beat down.
Okay, you said you wanted to get its attention and ready, or aim.
Oh,
You
I was
didn't
walking
move.
towards it like...
Yeah. I think he said he shield bashed or
Yeah.
like shoved at
Shield
it
bash
with a
while
shield.
moving. Okay, I thought you were trying to make like an intimidation action, but didn't move.
No. I wanted to get in this thing's face.
Okay, you
I was
are
trying
right.
to tank.
All right, then the Alpha is starting to move, and it's just like kind of right in front of you, but it can't actually take a swing yet. You like see even its shoulder like working, but it can't move it all the way yet. Xavier, you snuck back up to the edge of the tree line. Your turn.
Yep. All right. Is there anything within a move of the tree line? I'm fine if it's Alfie's.
Nope.
Buddy.
Basically, all that's left are the two sad little things in front of Alfie and the Alpha.
And they're not within range of the tree line.
They are about 10 yards away.
I don't know if that's a move action.
Range is fine. Melee, no.
Okay, so I cannot move and then attack.
You
Okay.
could use your major action to run, and then like a minor to ready or something like that.
That's not helpful with the backstab. So I'm just gonna shoot from out here, and I'm gonna shoot the one that looks the weakest.
I'm so into it. I'm so into it. Karis, I love you.
That's an 11.
Alright, roll that damage. Let's see if our little trooper dies.
That's 10 damage.
The little trooper gets a nice arrow right in the forehead and falls
come
backwards.
Then I will slink behind another tree.
In
I actually-
Iron Bull's words, you're kill helping. Kill helping.
Hey, still counts as mine.
I actually messed that up. The Genlock should have gone, but they wouldn't have. They don't have any range anyway. So I'm gonna do the one that is still in front of Alfie. Your last chance to take one down, Alfie. So the Genlock is going to do its attack roll. Which I did right this time.
Oh. Oh god, no.
That hits. I mean, only just barely, but that hits. Oh no, wait, that more than barely hits. Yeah, no, that's solidly painful.
You take. What's your armor?
4. So I soak 4 of that.
Alright, so then you take 8 damage. Yeah, you're a warrior. You got some health to. Also, anyone
Give that
can.
health to burn.
So, besides healing spells, anyone can take a turn to heal and give a person 2 points. It's a major action, so if anyone wants to, whether you have a spell or not.
How is Alfie doing in terms of aliveness?
Like I took like 8 damage.
How much do you have to be able to take?
It's like a quarter.
I have 30, so I could handle 8.
I got like 4 left.
How do you have 30?
I don't know, I have the pre-gen.
Pretty much, yeah. It was like rogues are like 30, warriors are like 32 to 37, and then mages are like 26 to 28.
Because somebody
okay,
who knew what they were doing, made this character sheet.
No, I have 28. I don't know why I'm talking shit. It makes the absolute
You are a
most
mage,
sense
after
why I
all.
should have the least.
Alright, next up is Dave. You're in front of the alpha. It's trying to hit you, but can't.
Alright. Alright, this is a tough one. I stab it.
Okay. You already had an aim ready, so you get a bonus
Nope.
action.
I'll
Or bonus
do that.
point.
About that.
Nice.
Hey, is the dragon roll a good one?
It's like an extra quality to it because it's so high, but it's not any stun points. So just roll your damage, and then I'll describe it very flourishly.
Ah,
Okay.
tight.
It's better than I've done.
All right, now you take a nice hard swing at the alpha in front of you. Again, it's not really moving too quickly, so it slices from its shoulder down like into its chest. It's got very thick skin, and even like the meat underneath seems like petrified almost. It just doesn't really like cut like a normal animal or human, but it goes through, and your sword and the ground starts getting covered in the dark Ichorus blood. Be sure not to get it inside you or any of your
Don't,
viscous
John.
areas.
So you're saying I should not trade lick it?
No, don't lick the evil blood.
Don't use your trade tongue.
I can't lick it with my trade tongue.
But yeah, so you can tell that even though it's still trying to attack, you've done some decent damage to it so far. Next up we have Alfie. You've got your one little friend there who's just done a bit of damage to you.
Alright, fine, let's try this again.
When we
That's
nice.
better.
All right, roll that damage.
You know, I'm still really into that. It's like a rogue mage teamwork, because one gets Alfie's attention one direction, and then the other one actually kills it.
All right, so Alfie, you go ahead and you go ahead and describe it. But yeah, you get 10 hit points on this thing. It's got only a little bit left.
Yeah, no, she gets frustrated, especially after one of them actually bites him. It's just, all right, fuckers, all right. And just sort of pinwheels in place and sinks the axe into its shoulders.
Perfect. It screeches loudly. It's this disgusting sound that makes, shiver go down your spine. Like, I don't know if chalk birds exist in this world. I think they do, but nails on them. And then you can tell it's on its like kind of last limb. It's still holding on to its weapon, but it's not doing too well. Next is gonna be Ursa.
I want to kill steal it.
There's gonna be a revolting warrior on your team soon. All right.
To be fair,
Why not?
Steal, I had no idea. I just stepped out of the woods and up there's something that's almost dead.
Sure,
Sure, you
Xavier
did.
didn't have any idea.
Yeah, stick to that story.
I
Alright.
absolutely will.
All right, Ursa, go ahead and roll for me.
That's better.
All right. Go ahead and do your roll for the actual attack, and then oh wait, it's just the one against Constitution.
It's just the same old arcane lance.
Yeah.
Holy moly, are you kidding me?
These deadlocks are troopers.
Wow.
I made them the last. I didn't make them at all.
All right, then.
I feel like everyone's just gonna get really, really mad at this one. Like the alpha's gonna be dead. It's just gonna be all 5 of you. All right. Next is Alenka. So she's still like focused on the alpha because she just thinks like that's gonna be the biggest problem if it starts moving again. Let me.
I mean, if people can't one-shot things, then they're just not doing it right.
Don't be a brat.
Just saying, one-shot it. Keeping my gold coin, carrying my own weight.
Why'd you go a little John Wayne there?
What was that?
Carrying my weight.
All right. Ooh, and she gets stunt points. Let me take a look at those. 3 stunt points. An extra 6d of damage. Hell yeah. Let's try and knock that alpha out.
No, I want the kill. Then I will have killed 3 of the people.
Then you can argue for more money.
Of course I can.
Ugh. Alright, again, you see another arcane bolt shoot from Alenka's staff. It hits like kind of more in its like midsection chest, almost where like Dave's wound was left, and you can see some blood and guts kind of spurt out down towards the ground from it. It is still trying to move slowly, so it ain't dead yet, but it's taking some beating.
No reason for the audio.
My production manager's yelling at me that my mic isn't close enough.
Yeah.
Say hi
Sorry,
to
I like
production
quality.
Who's Mike?
Me. Alright, so the alpha is up now, and he is moving. He is right in front of Dave.
Come on, bro.
Let me get his sheet up. So, it had a battle axe in its hand that it was like kind of dragging along as it walked. Ooh. Alright, what's your defense, Dave?
14.
Yeah, no.
No good or no bad?
No bad for you.
Oh, that's alright.
Like, didn't even need to add the modifier. That's rough.
That's alright. Come on, bro.
What's your armor?
7.
Oh, okay. You got protected by a good portion of it. You only took 4.
I've taken more from my mother.
Alright. But yeah, so the Genlock Alpha just got out of its paralyzation, so it's still a little stiff, but it raises up one of its big gorilla arms and tries to swing it at you, and just kind of hits like maybe your upper chest with the with its axe. You have a lot of armor on, so it like dents in and maybe gets a bit of a cut in there, but you're doing okay.
Oh, that was a nice hit. You should hit harder, you little shit.
Alright,
hair.
next is our sad little Genlock trooper in front of Alfie.
Wait, that's still up?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, there's another one that's, yep, yes.
Trooper.
Another one showed up, and it's just kind of bummed out about stuff.
Okay. It has a success, so let's see what it does. You said your armor was 4? Alright, it does 5 more damage. It's an angry, dying little Genlock. Next up is Xavier. You are still at the tree line,
Good
you
guy
just
did
took
less.
1 out. You can see one Genlock that looks like it's on its last limb, and the Alpha is in front of Dave with a very
Alright.
large battle axe in its hand.
Alright, then the one that is on its last leg, I would like to take aim and fire.
Karis, sweetie. What's going on with that expression?
I love that expression. It's my favorite expression.
My favorite snack food is lemons.
13 hits.
Nice. Okay. Way more than you needed to do. Let's say you
That's
Just-
the to hit, not the damage.
Oh, that's the okay. Then yeah, you got a success.
12.
More than you needed to do. For flavor text, let's say you got one bolt out that hit it like square in the face, and you loaded quickly enough to get another one out, hit it in the shoulder, and it does actually like a backward spin and falls on its face.
For more flavored text, let's say Alfie was mid-swing.
I love it. Next is Dave. You just got hit, not too hard, but you did get hit by that Alpha who is right in your face. And it is quite tall, so it's more like face.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking up at that, and I go thinking, what did I do to this big fucker? Yeah, stab it.
Alright.
I'm gonna do just that, what I just said, as I pull up the sheet. There, I got it. How's that for stabbing?
That's some pretty good stabbing.
Does that do a thing?
That's a success, so go ahead and do your roll for damage.
It's
You
not a
got
crit.
stunt points, right?
Yeah, and you get stun points. You get 4 stunt points.
Alright. Alright. Should I roll first or do the stunts first?
You can look at the stunts to see if there's one that'll apply to what you want to do, but
Fine.
we can always retroactively if it ever happens.
I'll just retroactive. I'm going to do the first
Sure.
thing. I'm going to describe it, and then I do
Okay.
something epic afterwards.
Okay.
About that much.
Okay. You don't even need your stunt points.
I want them.
Okay. Take them and tell me what you do. It's going down, so go ahead and describe the scene. Give us the cut. Give us the cut scene, Dave.
I'm gonna
Dave
go with
the warrior.
I'm gonna do the dual strike. So I'm gonna stab it, and I get a hit in the chest, and I get that nice little nick between the bone where I've been hitting this whole time, where it's been really thick, but I actually get like a nice soft spot. So it goes in, and I'm like, yeah, which causes him to stumble. I pull my blade out, I grab him by the head, and I just put my blade right underneath his neck. I put his neck right between my sword. I go, are you guys still fighting something over there?
No.
Oh, we're
not.
not.
Alright, good.
Last fact.
As the alpha falls toward the ground, and it definitely shakes the earth a little bit. There is kind of a loud cannonball sound from its body falling. You can all see like Alenka take a step back. She seems to have gone into a very stoic, stone-like state while the fight was going on, and there's still the little one left, but she is just happy to see that thing down, and you see her breathing kind of heavily, just like, okay, just that thing to take care of.
I'm gonna retrieve my axe and Xavier's arrows, if I can retrieve them without breaking the arrows.
I was
So
planning
are we
on-
still picnicking?
Wait, no, there's still the little guy.
Oh, there's still a little guy?
There's another
Oh,
one?
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, the one who won't die still hasn't.
yes,
I
I
thought
thought
Wait.
I killed him.
No.
thought Zabani killed him.
Wait. Oh, yeah, no, you did. Sorry.
I have three kills.
I forgot to mark it off. Okay. Yeah, so Alfie, it's your turn, even though the fight's over, so tell me how angrily Alfie goes and collects those items.
So, he fired, what, 3 shots all in all?
2 that you can see. So I've got one in the forest as well.
Okay. So Alfie breaks one of them during extraction, just and then just retrieves her one axe and hooks it into her belt, and probably slaps the viscera splattered remaining arrow against Xavier's chest. I think this is yours.
Yes, thank you.
What happened behind me? I was busy
Ursa's
killing
gonna-
things.
Ursa's gonna pat Alfie on the back,
You're
real
just as
like
bad
a
as
good
him.
sturdy pat, and don't worry, we're gonna picnic now.
Bad as me, what did I do?
But I didn't get to kill him.
Well,
How many?
do it faster.
Sphere, how many little guys were there? 4 total.
4 little guys and the alpha.
I'm glad you guys took care of that three little shits.
Yes, that was me.
I'm glad, I got the big one.
That's still only one.
I'm glad you had fun, Dave.
I had plenty of fun. What happened over here? She's getting real mad?
Yeah, no, she well, she didn't do a good job, and now she's
That's
blaming
her
everyone
fault.
else.
Alright.
No, she distracted both of these quite nicely.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's very fair.
So, like, normal.
Alenka walks up to the group and again looks like she was more stressed than she showed during the fight, but is quickly calming herself and says to all of you, "We should get a move on. Just because we only saw these 5 doesn't mean that there's more nearby." Then she kind of turns her head and looks again at the broken bridge. It's a fairly deep chasm. Not something you could easily just cross on foot by like going down and up again.
How wide across is the chasm?
too far. So Alenka looks at all of you, shaking her head, looking frustrated, and says, "There is another bridge, but it will certainly add some more time to our travels. Let's get going."
I
So,
don't suppose you can make a bridge of ice, I say, looking at Ursa.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I don't suppose you can make a bridge of ice, make this quicker?
I could make a bridge of people, and then maybe you could shoot them until I don't.
It was a try.
Oh, I have rope. We can make a bridge of ice people and then tie them together.
A simple answer is no. I don't know how your magic works.
She's not answering. Like, she'll just walk in the direction that the other bridge apparently is.
Alenka just rubs her forehead. You can see her kind of mutter under her breath something along the lines of like, "Just another day." And you all begin traveling off towards the other bridge that Alenka is aware of. During the travels, you'll see her look a little antsy, glancing around, especially at the tree line that stays parallel with you on your left, just waiting for something else to come jumping out. By the end of your battle, it was already later afternoon, but by the time you reach the other bridge and cross it, ignore the snoring doggies.
That's snoring. Okay.
Well, he's dreaming and he's barking.
It definitely sounded like hurting.
He's barking in his sleep. That's so
Yes.
cute.
It's the most adorable.
His whole body is just kind of like puffing up slightly.
Yeah!
Anyway, so it takes you a little while. It was already like kind of getting to later afternoon when you had reached the bridge you were supposed to cross. Having to take that extra detour past that bridge and get back to the trail you were supposed to be on, the sun is pretty much already setting. You travel a little further along, but you even see another bit of tree line, so Alenka stops, sighs, and kind of even plants her staff into the ground, shakes her head and says, "I was hoping we could make it there in one day, but I do believe we need to stop and make camp for the evening. My associates, Sir Corbin and Sir Bridget, understand that this may have happened. They'll be waiting for us at the waypoint. The children will be safe. We'll just have to meet them in the morning."
Then that's what we'll do, yeah? I mean, you're the expert around here. Especially with these dangerous roads. He
Alenka-
says with light sarcasm.
Alenka finds kind of a bit of a grove, like, away from the trees, but also a little bit of near tree line. So there's, like, kind of a bit of a barrier for anyone who is walking by, but also not a spot that you'd be easily ambushed. Like, you can see into the tree line. And she turns to the group in front of her, and specifically she leans over to Ursa, and she gives her a nice smile, kind of regales her magely robes, trying to, connect with her as another mage, and asks her, "Ursa, I'm sure you're well-versed in plants and foliage, of course. Could you go and see if there's anything that'll be useful? I'm sure we have rations, but just if there's anything else you find nearby that would be good to replenish our strength after that battle, that would be useful." And turning to Dave as well, she says, "And can you make sure we get some extra good kindling firewood?" Then turning to Alfie and Xavier, she asks if the two of them can help her set up the tents and get some rocks to set up the fireplace.
I'm sure I can manage that.
Ah, that's why he likes you. You're organized.
Well, I am a steward. I'm pretty much a glorified secretary. I just have to take care of everything the Arl needs done.
Ah, you're fine. Fine, you're paying me.
Ursa's gonna raise a brow at her initial kind of, I don't know, floofing of her robes, and but like
Dave
she
will
will give
pat
her
you
a
on the
goddamn she's gonna give her a goddamn hearty ass pat on the shoulder,
You can feel she's a little more dainty, and she goes, yes, thank you.
And she'll
And
go.
Dave is gonna like try to pull you away, like be nice, Ursa.
I'm showing compassion. How
I
is
see
that
what
nice?
your compassion is showing. What you call that? And oh my goodness.
Freldons are so goddamn dainty.
Of course they're dainty. They live in a castle.
All right, so Ursa
I take
and
exception to that.
Ursa and Dave are gonna
You
go try and gather supplies for the campsite, and Alfie and Xavier are going to help her get the camp set up. I believe we've got enough tents. We'll say that everyone brought tents. So Ursa and Dave, give me, a little bit of banter. This is the role-playing section.
Yeah! This is while they're collecting shit in the woods, right? So, like, Ursa's basically looking around for elf fruit and gathering.
How recently has it rained? Because wood can kind of suck.
If there's dry enough wood, there might be, like, if there's stuff like if you're digging up, like, from, like, under leaves, those might be a little bit wet, but you can even, like, crack off some branches that are really dry.
I was just making sure it hadn't just rained like yesterday, so I have to focus above.
Nah.
So you do the whole monotheism and, like, you love your king and your country, or...
No, I don't really give a shit about them.
Okay, so then what do you give a shit about?
Well, it jingles. It usually comes in silver, kind of a bronze color, and
Okay,
usually
so
very
you're
bright yellow.
so you're a leprechaun.
About so.
Cool.
What's that again?
You know what? No, never mind.
Alright, fair
It's
enough. How about this? I enjoy my drink. I enjoy my women. What else can I say?
I mean, it's not a bad life that you're describing.
Yeah, no, I mean, all I'm doing is collecting twigs for some spoiled prince or whatever the hell we just signed up for, but at least it gives money.
Right? I mean, I get to watch you shield bash at some frozen guy.
Oh
I'm
but,
complaining
honestly, I was
about our
lucky.
livelihood. Wait, what do you see as lucky?
I was lucky.
That he was frozen?
Yeah. That thing could have split my skull open if I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're gonna call the paralysis luck. That's what we're gonna do.
I mean, was that you? I appreciate.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it was me.
Oh,
I obviously don't do this for free.
well, let's say I was busy protecting you in the front, so I wasn't sure which person was throwing the magic around.
Okay, well, for future reference,
I
the
should
mage
just always
would be
assume
the
that
one
you're the
throws
badass
the
mage.
magic around. Yeah,
Alright, sure.
it's really safe to do that, and I'll assume that you can kill things instead of other people on our team.
How was I killing people on our team?
No, I said instead of.
You're gonna have to come again with that one for me.
Yeah. I was complimenting you on being able to, kill the threat while simultaneously making fun of our other warrior friend Alfie, who was a wonderful distraction, but didn't actually do that.
Oh, I honestly wasn't paying attention to her. I had a big thing, about twice her height, that I was like, that would really suck if it messed with the mages. Should handle that. What's she doing with? Oh, two little things? Yeah, that would suck if that came over here, so I'll go deal with that. So I also wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, no.
Why was she mad again?
I do love your version of events. She's mad because she didn't do things so great this time.
Alright,
Tell her to be more spot on.
Oh, can you hear taps?
Yes, I most
I'm
certainly
just
can.
leaving it. I'm just leaving.
It's,
The
you're
trunk open.
fine. There's somebody out in the woods, some lone madman with a trumpet.
Also, it's that time, so
Yeah.
I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, it's trumpet o'clock.
But back at the campsite, where Alfie and Xavier are helping Alinka get the basics of the camp set up, the actual tents, find some rocks, and clear out any debris to actually make a campfire. After doing a good amount of work, she does sit down for a second and takes off one of her boots, trying to shake out some of the sand and rocks inside it, and just kind of shakes her head, sighing, and just says, you're not really getting paid enough to risk your life fighting the likes of Genlocks. It'd be one thing if it was a couple bandits or some wolves, but...
I mean, if you could convince your lord to increase that, it would be very much appreciated.
It's not likely you're going to get any more out of him just for doing the job you already agreed to do for the price you agreed to do it at. He's a stubborn man.
Sadly, we must build a reputation.
Oh, well, of course. You certainly wouldn't want to drop the job. That would be terrible. The first person who hears about it would never hire you.
Just saying, sadly, we must build a reputation for being able to complete the job. This is why we must take a job at such a low price.
Yes, completely understood. She starts to put her boot back on and kind of adjust her robes a little bit, and kind of even like brushing herself off and looking to see how many bloodstains she might have gotten on her. I mean, of course, there's one way you could make more money and not lose any reputation, honestly.
Is that so?
How's Alfie doing?
Better.
I think you're muted?
You're muted or something?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, you broke it.
Inline microphone mute.
I heard you there.
Yeah, inline microphone mute.
Nice.
Sorry.
That's I was like, Alfie's being really quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Alfie's not sure if she should be more or less offended that the forest elf wasn't the one asked to go find herbs in the forest.
That's not her fault. There's a reason. Ooh. Anyway.
Probably more offended.
I barely
Yeah.
understand the game, but I love it.
So at Xavier's response or intrigue, she gives him a bit of a sly smile and says, "Well, you could probably earn a 50 coin payment in gold sovereigns, 100 times what you're going to be making otherwise, if the children were held to ransom instead of escorted back to Stenhold."
No, now hold on, because I'm pretty sure you just said make more money without affecting our reputation.
She chuckles at that and says, "Oh, you're not the ones who are holding the ransom. You find out that they've been kidnapped and are being held for ransom. We just go back, explain the means of the trade. The Arl is so busy and so concerned with his Arling not being overrun with darkspawn, I can promise you he'd pay it just to have it over and done with."
Alfie's just gonna, look to Xavier.
Yeah, kind of.
Alfie's gonna pull Xavier aside real quick. Just, I mean, I feel like this is more of a group decision than.
My primary concern is that the goody two shoes might have a problem with this.
Yeah, but my main concern is that Miss Priss over there is gonna sell us out either way.
Are you talking about Olenka? Okay.
We've told her, or we've told.
That's fine.
We,
Pull aside again just to make sure.
yeah.
Just like we're just. I was just like, huddle.
Just a moment.
Furious whispering from the distance.
Perhaps she has something to gain from the our losing money. I mean, she's the one with the plan after all.
Yeah, but this arrangement kind of puts her in a nice bargaining position over us. She's got the entire plan set up. We have to follow through on it. Any blowback comes back on us unless we can prove her involvement.
Or remove her bargaining chip from the from play, and if she is not there. But of course, I'm not suggesting anything untoward.
No, you're suggesting something toward, like an axe, toward her.
Just an idea, though.
But again, that leaves us.
Just an idea, though.
Oh. Wait, the last thing from Xavier or the last thing from me? Oh, okay. She said, I said, no, you're suggesting something toward, like an axe, toward her. That still kind of puts her.
Yeah.
She has the setup here. She's got the whole thing arranged already. I don't know how we'd untangle her from it without the whole thing coming apart.
I suppose you're right. Well, to be fair, she did make the suggestion herself. We have as much bargaining over her for suggesting this whole plot.
Do we though? Does
She
She
is
works
us
for the
versus
elf.
them, and she works for him. You're right.
And I'm an elf.
And I am Orlesian.
So it's the free marcher, the Avar, the elf, and the Orlesian versus the Arl's second.
I
This
suppose it
sounds like
wouldn't hurt. A very bad joke.
I'll work on it. Either way,
I
this
suppose
doesn't.
you could ask, but ask what she gets out of this.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna pull him aside back toward.
Not so obvious whispering about this.
So, what do you get out of all this then? If we follow through on this.
She looks up after you return from your little powwow and says, "You've met the man. You've seen how he treats those around him. What harm is there to spread his wealth around a little? You'll take your share, won't you? He certainly won't miss it."
What are the kids
Yes,
like?
but
The
people
kids?
do not.
Oh, trust me, I love the children. No harm will come to them. It's a simple plot. It's just a ruse. We can even make sure that they don't necessarily know if we keep them with my consorts.
You say this, you say what is the harm of spreading his money around, but no one does this sort of thing out of the goodness of their own heart.
She rolls her eyes a little bit. Listen, I've worked for the man basically since I finished my training with the Circle. I was bought by him and what they might call a loan. I'm still owned by the Circle, of course. All I want is a more fair share for what I've done for him and his family. I barely get paid more than the penniless servants he owns.
So you want in?
I don't know what she meant by that.
Because she has said that we get our fair share of the cut. She never, like, she keeps not saying she gets part of this cut.
Oh, yeah, okay. When she said you want your fair, like, your share, she kind of meant it in that, like, metaphorical, like,
Yeah.
what you're owed for doing this.
So, what's to stop him from finding out? What's to stop the Arl from putting some other assholes on this, finding out that your assholes work with us assholes to kidnap the less asshole kids?
Like I said, if I explain to him that there's a simple ransom on his children, we know where they are, that they're safe, we get the money there, we get them back, he will just rather spend it and have it over with than try and pay more mercenaries. To him, it'll seem the same price.
So you're saying he's not a vindictive man?
No, he is a impatient man. He will want it done and over with as soon as possible and as easily as possible. I know Stenhold looked like a piece of shit, but that was due to some very unfortunate storms recently. He's actually having it repaired now. He has the money to spend. He just doesn't spend it if he doesn't have to. I've seen the vaults.
Another concern is our compatriots may be less. You have established that you are closer to one and that we've been traveling together for a while. Our compatriots may be less amenable to this agreement.
Of course. That's why I asked them to gather the firewood, so I could speak to you two alone. I figured you would understand the circumstance a little bit better, so, but also you know them better. You may know how to either convince them or tell them something else. Essentially, my friend, Sir Corbin, has the children in waiting. If I can reach him in time, or, if all goes well, nothing will happen to the children. They'll just be set aside. We'll explain something. That would probably be easiest if you think you can convince them.
And if all doesn't go well?
Well, I've only told you two, and Sir Corbin knows that this might not work out the way we are hoping. We just pretend I never said anything, you never heard anything, and we take the children home. It's as simple as that.
I pull Xavier aside again. I'm not into it. I'm not up for this.
Sadly, there are too many variables. I very much want the money, though.
Say that last part again.
I said I very much would like the money, but there are too many variables.
Too many places for it to go wrong. Agreed. Then
I suppose we have to do this the honorable way.
Yeah, so Alfie's just gonna look up and yell across the middle distance, "Nah!"
Aleka looks a little surprised, in particular at the way Alfie decided to turn down the offer. But she gives a nonchalant shrug and says, I understand, and I have no reason to cause any more strife between our group. I do care for the children, so I would rather see them safe and home than cause any additional strife. At that point, Ursa and Dave have, Dave easily gathered some firewood. Ursa, if you want, you could actually roll to see what you found.
Sure. What do I roll?
There's
I'm
a couple
right back.
different ones. Let me
Is it like perception, maybe?
There's a couple different versions, so let me look at
Oh.
your sheet and see which one works best. Oh yeah, I never took a break. I'm sorry, guys. You can go if you need to take a break.
I've already taken 2. You just haven't noticed.
Yeah, I know you different scenes, but yeah, if anyone isn't in the middle of a scene with your character, you can go run off for a second.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I usually take breaks. I was having fun with this and totally forgot.
We're okay
I'll be
as
back
long
in a
as you
second.
just take
Yeah, everyone just run off. I have to look at this sheet anyway real quick. Alright, so let's look at Ursa's stiff.
Now that they're gone.
Now
I
that they're
wanna talk
gone.
secretly, and now the chat is in on it too. They should tell my character. No harm, no foul. That's not bad. It's not evil to pretend that you're, that something like that's going on. It's not like a 3 or 4. I'm like, that's like you're dicking around with someone who could give you more money, but if you keep it nonchalant and everyone's safe, it's actually kind of okay. Hi, Cos. Alright.
Oh hey, Deadly, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out for so long.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. So I'm
Stealing
like,
from the rich to give to your pockets. Yep, pretty much.
yeah, so, and what? I mean, he's already showed himself as an asshole. He already showed that his wife and his kids are okay and willing to pay money. As long as you keep them safe and truly safe, and honestly, my character would probably actually tell a wife that it was just a ruse, that the kids were never in danger at all, but we were just having some fun with the king, or God, what is the Arl. Why not? She seemed to be on our side. She seems to be the good side of development, or she's a highly manipulative side of the development, and is maybe in with it with the wizard chick who we're there talking to right now. It could be a huge plot just to screw over an adventuring group, because an adventuring group or sellsword is easy to pin stuff onto. It's interesting. Why is no one talking to my character yet?
You guys are out in the woods. It's supposed to be that if, say, Alfie and Xavier
I
were
know.
mildly interested, they might bring it up to you. But I think they also kind of think you two are a little like, no way.
Nope, not at all. Actually, my character's completely cool with screwing over people of royalty. He's just not about screwing over people.
Yeah, no,
Like-
there's a different. That's why I was asking for like that morality range,
That's why I went
because
3.5.
yeah,
I
because
thought
it's
it
like
was not.
because it's like protect the innocents, but if someone's kind of an asshole, I don't mind screwing them over.
Yeah, pretty much. Totally my character. If they're an asshole, I don't care.
I was certainly
like-
saying like 5 was that range of like protect women and children and innocents maybe, but like but I'll totally do a dirty deal if it works out fine and everyone's safe.
I favored it as kind of like the character would completely dive and take an arrow to the chest to protect a child or a wife or innocent and all. Mostly anyone that he's like, but like a child or wife kind of thing, husband, and then he can die. But
Yeah, 5
joking.
would be maybe more like if it's not too like death certain to help the innocent, I'll make sure to do that. If there's a dirty deed and like kids and like innocents are gonna get too hurt, I'm okay. 3 I think is that perfect mid ground, like you're talking, you're like, no, I'll like dive into a fight to like protect innocents, but also, like, if the kids are fine and this asshole loses, like, a bit of gold that he won't miss, who cares?
Yeah, I said 3.5. I'm pretty sure I'm all right then.
I'd say so. I think that makes sense.
Oh no, I am not butthurt at all that she sent us into the woods, because honestly, from her opinion, yeah, send us two assholes, me and Hope, get those fuckers in the woods. All right, let's start the deal.
You guys definitely showed more moral courage
Chivalry.
and that sort of yeah, so she was a little bit like, I don't
To
know
be
if they'll go for it.
terrible with the word chivalry because it's an asshole term, but
I thought it was
Yes.
because we were clearly kind of, I don't know, the other two seemed way easier to negotiate with.
a little bit.
That
A
was the idea.
little bit.
She felt like I think I can convince them easily. Then
I'm gonna
they
hit the
can
bathroom
maybe
real quick now that
then
I've
maybe
got that.
even ask them to convince the others because they're a group. I'm a stranger. They can't trust me. If they're willing to do it, maybe they can say to their compatriots, "Hey."
100% willing to do it. Just too many variables.
Fair enough.
Oh no! Art and I's traded places.
What?
Apparently,
leaving
Art
and
and I
coming
can
back.
only exist in the same universe,
Exactly.
one at a time.
But, like, here's the big question, though. Do I write a note and say, I'm not asking for anything, but, like, keep an eye out for your stewardess lady? And then, like, if something happens, if she gets kicked, be like, hey, what's up, my lord?
Sup, my lord? You need someone to do your errands?
How about some reward cash for that tip, bruh?
Yeah.
So I kind of like this forest track I found, but there's this weird sound in the background that sounds like someone in a like a blacksmith like hitting something.
Sounds more like menu selection to me.
I don't know. It's just kind of like kank every like few seconds. What?
100% can't. I do not hear the music. Like,
It is pretty quiet. I was scared of it
no,
again.
don't adjust it for me because like I never hear the music in games unless lots of attention is drawn to it.
It's ambient too, so it's a little bit more dangerous than a solid sound or song that's like got a pattern. Sometimes there's like a bird that's higher than everything else. Alright, so at this point, Ursa and Dave return from the woods. Ursa, if you would like to roll 3d6 with your 2 bonus for perception to see if you found any goodies.
Cool
My
beans.
character's named Dave.
You're a nerd.
I loved it. I was like, yeah, okay.
What? It's a wonderful name.
Alright, Miss Dragon Age expert, one of 2. Go ahead and tell me, you can kind of tell me what you find. You found some goodies in the woods.
Elfroot is mostly used for healing type dealios.
You do have two warriors with some wounds.
For, like, damagey things?
Say that again?
Is it Blood Lotus that's for damagey things?
No, I think that's Deathroot.
I thought you
Blood
used Blood
Lotus?
Lotus for jars of
Yeah,
these.
fine. I
You know
ain't
what?
on me called
But
Deathroot.
really just Elfroot for healing stuff, I think, is...
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you come across a good little crop of elf fruit, like a solid amount, enough you can actually, make a POTUS for both Alfie and Dave, because Alfie definitely got a pretty solid hit, and Dave got a small hit. So you think like, this will be good. I can take it back to camp, get them healed
Small
up
hit
before.
from a small creature.
You figure, heal them up while we rest, and start of the next day, if there is anything else we come across, they'll be good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that then, both of you return to camp, and you see that Alfie Xavier and Alenka have finished setting up the basics. All the camps are set up. There is a nice fire pit ready for the wood.
Yep.
That's sufficient.
Ursa will wave a couple of the, like, little things of elf fruit over at Alfie. So, you're gonna be fine in no time, alright? You'll get him next time.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I'm
Hey,
glad you do.
We walked away from the encounter. This is what is important.
Yeah, and he just drops all the logs in front of the fireplace. I ain't setting this up. I actually want to see. And he points to what's her name? Not in the group.
Alenka?
The circle mage?
I like it.
Mhm.
I want to see how she sets up a fire. You're just so organized. I just want to see.
I'm gonna
learn from this.
I'm gonna sidle over to Dave and offer a low five.
Just, I want to see what. I just want to see what she does. I might learn something.
Alenka, who is at this point still kind of sitting on a log, crosses her legs very daintily under her mage robes and looks unamused, but also there's a sort of wry smile on her face. I am certainly not good at setting up fire, so if you'd rather go cold, by all means.
Oh, hold up. Aren't you a mage?
She actually glances in the direction of Ursa and goes, "It doesn't mean we know how to do every little thing with a flick of a wrist."
I'll help. He picks up the wood, throws it in the fire pit, and he goes, alright, light on fire. Do a thing.
Ursa is not stepping in here. She is gonna fucking make her goddamn poultices.
Alenka, who has her staff next to her, that was like kind of pushed into the ground a little bit. She picks it up, taps it on the ground, and a like large puff of like snow and little ice crystals come out, and she says, "I can freeze it if you'd like."
I'm polishing my short sword, and I mean that in the most literal sense, because I realized what this sounded like as I said it. But that's what I'm like. I'm kind of corner of my eye watching this.
Xavier's just digging that ice queen over there.
Never mind, Ursa. You talk with her. Apparently, I'm not doing it right.
Yeah, no, I'm busy here. If you want to fire, you're gonna have to negotiate it out of her or do it yourself.
I'm covered in fur. Have you seen the hair on me?
Okay,
Alfie's
so that means
Alfie's just gonna go, fuck's sake, and get the flint and steel out.
Alright, see, it worked. You mages are great.
Thanks, Alfie.
Alenka just shakes her head.
I just realized how much Alfie sounds kind of like Elfie.
Yeah.
Yep.
My character's name is like, vaguely a slur.
Just a little.
At least it isn't like Nifair, where it sounds a little bit like Knife Ear.
No, that's her middle name.
Stop it.
Okay. So apparently, finally, Alfie goes and gets a fire set up. Unless any of our player characters here want to talk to each other about anything, we could say that it's a camping night.
I'm assuming everybody gets healed up with poultices and crap.
One more second.
I have a sleeping mask. Just gonna share that.
What, like an eye mask?
Fuck yeah. Like, okay, I get it. I was the most useful in combat, and like
No,
I'm
you are
still
100% Enor Legion.
but like I'm still a fucking noble.
Ursa, go ahead and roll me just 3d6 plus your 3 for magic.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll say that your potus was well made and strong enough to fully heal Dave, and Alfie only is short still 2 health. You got like 6 of her damage.
Okay.
So, really only 2. It's not too bad. There's a little nick. Alright, but yes, so nobody else wanted to talk? Just want to make sure?
I mean, I like talking. I don't know if it's useful, but I like to talk.
At some point...
actually, I did have a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, just
Why did I go
quick.
country?
Ursa's gonna ask Xavier, like at some point during the night, she's going to sit beside him wherever he's sword polishing, and the literalist definition of that, and ask, did you do that on purpose?
Do what on purpose?
Back at the fight, it was hilarious.
Oh, you mean the one that I killed?
Yeah, that one. She's straight up gonna like give him a nice pat on.
You're very so bad. RL Care Bear so bad.
So like big shoulder pat and full on bear hug. It's things like this that make me remember why we are a troop together.
Probably would not do it if things were going poorly. I would focus on actually effective, but little skirmishes.
We were fine. Yep, nope, that's the end of that interaction. She has nothing else to say.
So my character
Yep.
wants to talk to people.
Okay.
You've seen my mustache. Constantly waxed, perfect. Hey, enough about me. Let's talk about me. So, I'm gonna go talk to. What's her name, NPC?
Oh.
What's her name?
Alenka.
Alenka.
Alright, that's. Okay. Alenka.
She looks up, yes?
And he is going to just sit down, not awkwardly close to her, just sit down like, I am starting a long thing. Not that
like when your dad sits down because he needs to talk.
Yeah, like, yeah.
She just like the top of her robe and, you know, brushes out her skirt.
Not like that, you know, it's too, like, uncomfortably close, because that's not what he's going at. I mean, he could, but that's not what we're doing right now, unless you're into it.
I got it. She just straightens her skirts. What can I do for you?
So, like, it's been bothering me. So, like, why is these kids out here?
Did you
why
forget
is he paying like super taxi for him?
In character? Do you forget what I explained at the beginning?
I mean, I did. It was just like they were out from a tutoring.
They were in another city visiting relatives. It's such a long distance. It's easier to do a partway trek with one party and have one party meet them and take them back than one party travel half a country kind of thing.
I'll just say that I was distracted by her beauty.
Okay. She chuckles, but also looks very awkward at that. Thank you.
Sorry, yeah. And he slightly, like, leans away, just kind of like, nah. Why am I going Boston? He slightly leans away, and he's like, oh, no, sorry. What I mean is,
outside on me. Why is he sending you out here?
Well, I am a trained mage, and I am his steward, so of course he wants me along to make sure that your party makes it there
Sure,
safely.
yeah, but
And
do you enjoy being a steward?
it has its benefits being away from the circle. It can be quite stuffy there.
Personally, I don't know. But you look like, you ever heard the phrase of stick in a mud?
Yes.
Yeah, you seem to pride yourself on that.
She has a very straight back and says, well, I am a steward and a circle mage. We're trained to act as in accord.
Mm-hmm.
And then you actually see her slump a little bit.
And oh, by the way, I got a flask. I bought it.
Okay.
Totally did. And he hands the flask over to her and still leaning away, just like.
She glances at Alfie and Xavier, wondering if they happen to have maybe said anything to their companion.
No, I just wanted to talk to her. Actually,
No, she's paranoid. She's got a plot going on. She's like, what's going on?
I am snoring with my finely made but old sleeping mask.
Alfie sounds like an angry swarm of bees trapped in a hollowed out tree.
What the fuck? What's that even mean?
Her traveling companions have just learned to tune it out.
It is, yeah.
I think I've actually started snoring as a defense mechanism.
Is this like the medieval version of of introvert? You just nah, that's bees. I don't want to get near that.
No, she just snores like a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's happening.
It's the most deviated of septums.
In fact,
All right,
I'm not convinced she has a septum.
But if Dave is just having fun chatting her up, we'll kind of down time it that continues for part of the night. He continues making awkward little chit chat with her, and she's just kind of bedtime. So everyone goes to sleep. The fire, kind of slowly dies out on its own, and just as the sun starts to rise over the horizon and brings light to the world once again, Alenka is actually up almost immediately and begins packing up her things and checks that the fire doesn't need to be, stamped out. And she brushes some ash over to fully make sure it's out. And let me know as the rest of you wake up.
I want it on record that Ursa does morning calisthenics. So she'll be up early to do that and then pack up.
My character's a military man, so as soon as the light goes, he's like, I'm up. Unless he's drunk, which he was not, because there's not enough alcohol here.
And Xavier probably has the longest morning routine in terms of just maintenance and hair and
Alfie stands up and dusts herself off and begins breaking down the tent.
So, as you all awake and pack your camp up, any necessary supplies that you can't leave behind here, Alenka, and she stretches and surveys the area, listens, for any sounds. It seems like it's a pretty quiet stretch of area, and she nods to herself, looking at the rest of you. It's not very far from here. We'll make it in about, I'd say, a couple hours. Sir Corbin and Sir Bridget will already be there with the children.
Cool.
So you make your... Huh?
Oh, sorry. So, gosh, say that again. So Borbit and Sir Jeffrey?
Sir Corbin and Sir Bridget.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah. I was just going to explain a little more narrative.
Oh, no, by all means, by all means.
Yeah. So as you continue on your way and you approach where Alenka has explained the waypoint should be, you can see the light of a dying campfire ahead. And at first you're relieved to see that they're going to be, safe and just waiting for you. But as you draw closer, you realize something's wrong. You first notice that there's no major noises in the area. Then you see a wagon laying on its side, one of its wheels knocked off, and the small, barrels and packages that were on it are kind of sprawled all over the place. You give a quick scan of the immediate area, and you see the bodies of a couple horses, 2 people, some wolves, and 2 genlocks. If you continue to kind of search the immediate area, it is an open field. You still don't see any live people, but Alenka, while she's rushing around in a bit of a panic checking the bodies, she seems upset at the 2 people who had died, but she does mention that neither of them are Sir Corbin or Sir Bridget, and she doesn't see the children, and none of you see any bodies of children in the immediate area.
So presumably, these 2 would be us, but for the other leg.
Yes, they did the leg from Denerim, which was an even longer stint. You're kind of just covering the area because near the Arl's kingdom, or not kingdom, the Arling, there have been more darkspawn, so he didn't want his children alone with just a few accompaniments from a longer leg of the trip into that area. What's up?
I loot the bodies.
I want to loot the bodies.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong?
While they go to loot the bodies.
You know what? Can I just loot the goods?
The wagon?
See if anything valuable's on it.
Okay. Alright, so...
Looking for clues?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Let me look at your sheets real quick.
Golden clues.
Are you sure you're not a 9?
Okay, it's an abandoned wagon, bro. How does that warrant a 9?
That tends to be...
I took a step back from the bodies.
Okay.
That's because I was there first.
For both the bodies and the wagon, it'll take a perception against a... Alright, hold on. Alright, bodies is going to be perception, just difficulty 10. See if there's anything worthy on them. You might find stuff, but you don't know if it's worth worrying to carry. The wagon is going to take perception against 12, because you actually have to kind of get into those boxes and all.
Okay, cool. So I got 13.
Alright, Xavier, you don't find anything interesting on the bodies.
I also am looking if either of these has similar skills. I'll pick up bolts or daggers, but...
Oh, you find some basic stuff, but nothing, no money or nice jewelry or anything. So just you find some bolts on one of them. The other one has a small side dagger. If you want to take that.
Oh yeah.
Ursa, you definitely recognize that there's some goods. Some of it might not be worth carrying because of its weight. There's some good rations. There's rope. Candles, things like that. You can decide if you want to take any of that. But you do find a small chest, which will take a dexterity roll against 15 if you want to try and pick it.
No, I'll have Xavier do it in a second. Are there any clues as to what's happened? Does this thing look ransacked previously, or...?
It looks like because of the wolves, and the wolves even look a little more dire wolf than normal animal wolf. And then there's 2 genlocks that you can see here just in the main area. So it does look like there was probably a bit of a fight. You can see there's even some broken branches in the distance, so maybe it goes for a little while. These are the only ones you discovered just in front of you. But yeah, so there was a bit of a fight here, obviously, and at least 2 of the humans that were there didn't do so well.
Hey,
All right.
Alfie's gonna grab a dagger.
Okay.
And then she's gonna walk back over to Olenka and just kind of.
Xavier, sweetheart.
Does anyone see any
trustworthy were you?
clues?
Not unfortunately not, but I did find something that I could use your help with.
Certainly.
Yeah,
That's
she
a walking
presents the little chest.
I will try and pick it.
While they're doing that, Alfie's gonna take a closer look around and see if she can pick up any kind of trail.
Basically anybody who wants to try for a trail, you can roll perception against 13.
Hey, guess what I got?
Wow.
Less than
Those
Al-
were D10s.
Oh shit! I just realized I can re-roll dex things.
Hey, guess what I got?
Hey, that doesn't help.
Like the amount needed.
Hey, guess what I didn't get?
Hey, guess what I got though?
Wait, did everybody roll now?
Yeah, I rolled
Yeah.
a 9,
Okay.
Got 13.
and I also rolled a 10 for the picking because.
You're just
All right.
bad at this.
I mean, here's the thing. It's a small chest. You could take it with you and try again later,
Yeah.
but you can't get into it right now. And then, so nobody is able to seem to find a good path for a little while that you keep looking around. Even Lenka, I'll roll for her. Let me double check.
What is that? What is that 18 AOF rolled?
I
She
accidentally
rolled a
rolled D10s.
Oh, I was like that. How do you not find? Oh, roll 10. Grumble, I say.
Yeah, so even Olenka, she's looking around the camp to try and find a path. Ursa, you eventually find a small little area far off from... Huh?
You said it's versus 13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't get a dragon dice because she's an NPC. Is that what it is? Because you rolled 2 dice for.
Well, then I'll roll one more.
Alternate
I
nature.
had it on the
You rolled
magic
6
roll.
against it.
So adding 5 to that. Okay. Maybe Alinka's right behind Ursa, as they're looking. And Ursa notices a set of footprints that look a little like sharply imprinted in the ground, like they were running, and it looks like at least one adult pair of large boots with 2 smaller human-sized set of footprints. So that would give you a clue that it's maybe the children. Alenka will come up right behind you and look at the trail as you seem to kind of turn to the others to say you notice this, and she'll point and say, Henna's a bit older than Joshua. One of these is slightly bigger, but not by too much. This might be them.
Ursa's gonna call to everyone.
What? Did I see what killed these 2 people?
Yeah, it looked like gentlocks and wolves.
No,
Yes.
like specifically the injuries on the body,
The injuries on the bodies definitely look like slashes from weapons and some teeth marks on the others,
Right.
which they don't look too far from the 2 genlocks you found in the wolves.
Just wanted to confirm that it wasn't like a backstab injury, and then oh, by the way, Genlocks.
The children are nearby. Maybe we should get moving.
Yes, I suppose we hurry.
Yes, Alenka kind of takes off at a decent pace. If you guys aren't running, she's moving kind of quickly.
Yeah.
And she follows this trail as quickly as she can. As you guys are moving through this, it does start to move into a small bit of tree line. Not very dense, but some cover almost. And you even see a couple more genlocks, and what it looks like is an alpha, similar to the ones you fought, though a little smaller. But you can see why at least those two humans, they didn't fall just to 2 genlocks and a couple wolves. There was a bigger fight going on here. But she continues just kind of like running along, trying to follow this path, and she's even starting to yell out for the kids, as well as Sir Corbin and Sir Bridget. She's just kind of yelling the names to see if anyone responds.
Perhaps not with the yelling.
I'm gonna catch her and clasp a hand over her mouth.
She struggles a little bit, just almost in a flighty response, being grabbed, but she realizes your point, that there was just a fight here with some darkspawn, and she calms herself.
And then I'll just kind of...
Do we still have the tracks?
And let her...
What was that?
Do we still have the tracks? He's not very good at tracks.
Yeah, they're, I'd say,
Whoever has them.
Ursa got a good enough score. Like, you can see some rustling in the woods and the leaves through the forest.
Ursa, tell me what you see.
Okay, what do...
I don't know. You're the one who has the stats.
You're the one that caught the large
The
footprints
tracks.
with
Oh yeah,
a
yeah.
couple
No,
small
she'll
ones.
point to the tracks. I thought you were asking for something since then.
No. It's just because the yelling and everything. We're listening to you because you're the ones who's following.
No.
You're party leader now.
Footprints on the ground. We need to follow.
And he does this to Ursa? Oh, no, not Ursa. Or whatever her name is.
Alenka?
Yeah,
Alenka?
that.
Alenka, yeah.
Yeah, Pachenko.
Jenko jeans.
And we continue.
So as you guys start to move a little slower through the woods without Alenka screaming, you do hear about 20 yards ahead. You can't see entirely through the tree line perfectly, but you hear quiet voices, and then you hear a very, very young girl's voice, like no more than a young teenager. It sounds like she kind of almost screams, "What's that?" And then you hear like kind of some rustling of like people starting to move.
I want my crossbow ready to go.
Yeah, same.
Load mine up.
Loading my staff.
You point your stick.
Lame.
You're lame.
You hear the deep voice of a man kind of boom through the forest. "Who's there?" And Alenka, like, you see her shoulders go from very stiff to slumping. "Sir Corbin, it's us!" And she starts moving forward as much as Offie might let her.
Yeah, Avi's gonna stay in front of her.
Keep your shield in front. Oh, wait.
So, Alfie, or Alenka, trying to go ahead as much as she can, but Alfie, you know, what's the term when you're like walking in front of someone, but they're leading? Anyway, yeah, so Alenka's trying to lead you all, even though Alfie's staying slightly in front of her. And you guys move a little bit more through the tree line and finally find a very small little dip in the ground, like barely a grotto, and you can see a middle-aged man in very fine knight's armor with a polished shield and sword, and then he stands up suddenly. You can see 2 young teenagers sitting next to him, a young girl and boy, and he says, "Thank God you're all right."
Well, you did very well for yourselves.
The look on the man's face at that response seems less than joyful. Like, he looks like he lost a friend.
What happened?
Sir Corbin, as you can assume, the knight in front of you, shakes his head, looking frustrated and upset, and says, it was quite an ambush. And he looks up at Alenka, pauses for a moment, and says, we lost a couple good men, as well as Bridget. And Alenka even, like, puts a hand to her mouth, looking a bit shocked.
Like I said, against the Darkspawn, you did pretty well for yourselves. So I congratulate you on that. I don't say this to be mean or anything.
Sir Corbin looks, again, like your words kind of just fall on hollow ears. He nods, but doesn't say anything. He goes to gather up the children, says, we should get going now that the rest of the party's here.
I take it, you took out the rest of them?
Yes, he says, with his back still to the rest of you. I don't think there are any more. At least we've been hiding down here for some time, and I haven't heard or seen any others. The children look quite shaken, and Alenka even kind of jumps down this little ravine, like kind of does that running bit where she's like just barely holding her footing, and goes to check on the children.
Well, we were intercepted to the time to here, so likely we might have some more.
Yes, we should move as quickly as we can, he says, looking at Alenka, and she nods at him. We ran into some of our own on the way here. They're definitely growing in the area. We should try to get back to the castle as quickly as possible.
Well then, let us move.
So Corbin looks like he doesn't even have many supplies like with him, just kind of like what he had on his back and a few rations, maybe one tent he saved in case the children needed it. But he gathers them up. Again, they look pretty shaken, but seem to have maybe calmed in the time that they were alone with Corbin in the grotto. And all of you slowly make your way back out of this wooded area and start kind of in the path back the way you came. You pass through this clearing with the second battle you've passed through, not your own, but theirs. And Alenka explains to Corbin that the one bridge is out and they'll have to make a detour that might even keep them a little bit late. He shakes his head, seeming a little more well-worn and a bit older than Alenka, and says, I know a portion of that chasm that is rocky, but easy to get through. It's much closer than that second bridge, and it takes you most of the day, but you all do find out what's up.
I just want to add something. Xavier?
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be better if you place scout ahead? We're dealing with delicate...
Yes, I could certainly try.
I'd rather not engage if we don't have to.
Yes, as I said, I can certainly try.
You know me if I would help, but I think, quote
I
you,
am quite
I
fine.
sound like a squirrel getting attacked by a rabid raccoon.
On a good day, my friend.
Alfie taps the haft of her axe on Dave's armor to illustrate.
I do not know what squirrels and raccoons you have been dealing with that sound like this, but
I just remembered you
It's
saying
not
that.
the worst comparison.
Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Just setting that up. Anyway.
Alright, so you have in your party group have Xavier forward?
Yeah,
like
Xavier
a little
being
bit like
hiding in, I assume.
sneaking ahead a little bit.
Okay. you guys travel back the way you came. Sir Corbin shows you a portion, the other end of the chasm than the direction you went for the second bridge. And as he had said, it's a little rocky, but instead of the like extreme steep drop that could, with the wrong foot placement, break your leg, it's much more of a like just slow progression down and back up. Basic kind of even like not even mountain climbing, just kind of hiking. Just takes a little slow walk, but saved you guys several hours than the trek you had to take for the bridge before. And you start making your way back to Neruda's Arling. And as you approach, Xavier, go ahead and give me a dexterity roll.
Hey,
Or
I'm
actually, no,
capable of those.
a perception roll, sorry.
Don't die.
I'm
Perception roll.
slightly less capable of those.
Yeah.
Especially, well, 11's not the worst roll I've ever done.
Nope, it's not too bad. As you start to approach, it's a little before you get full sights on the area, because there is some wooded ground beforehand, but you start to hear a bit of fighting. Some swords clashing, some sounds that even remind you a bit of the genlocks you faced earlier, and you can relay that to the others.
Yeah, I will sneak back and mention this. I believe there is fighting ahead.
How close are we to the town? Sorry, out of character.
To the castle, you're
Yeah.
like right outside the grounds, just where the woods are. So like when the woods end, which is where you are about, that's why Xavier was able to make it out a bit more clearer, is like a quarter mile to the actual front doors of the castle.
So it's basically being invaded? Would this be considered an invasion if it's being attacked like this?
Xavier, you could clarify for him that there's a bit of fighting, but it doesn't sound like an intense fight.
This is not a full-scale invasion. Skirmish at the wall.
Some of us should help, but some of us should protect the children or find a way around. Thoughts?
Is there another entrance to the castle, or is there more than one entrance to the castle?
There's more. If you ask that, especially to say like Sir Corbin and Alenka, they'll tell you that there are two more entrances essentially, but from where you are, you're basically gonna go into the open area that these sounds are kind of coming from. So you could, with enough like speed and dexterity, if anyone targeted you, get away from them and go into the entrance. But they're like kind of to the side, and there's one in the back. You're facing the closest entrance.
Yeah, but like how much of how far out of our way would it be to go to a different entrance? Because I worry for the children.
Alenka nods at that and sighs. Well, and she looks at Sir Corbin, who may know the castle even better than her, having been with the family a bit longer. He nods at Xavier and says, if we follow the tree line, or if you do, I plan on moving forward, you can take, and he'll actually give you kind of distance and turns and where to go and how to go down a bit and then around. It shouldn't be too bad, and as long as you're quiet, you can get them inside the castle away from whatever's going on outside.
So, how about this? We ram ourselves into wherever you guys need to get through, and we get you through it, and then we deal with any problems that we find. How's that?
My concern with this is, I could manage just fine. The children, perhaps.
No, we protect them the whole time.
Yes, there is a saying, first, no plan survives first contact with the enemy.
No.
We protect them until we don't.
What I mean is, we sneak. Discovered, we do. Does that work?
I mean, I suppose, I could pull Scout ahead with the children, and you put a wall. No, and around to the side of the wall, you put a wall between yourselves, or between myself and the fighting, because there is, as far as we know, only fighting in one location. If we go around to the other doors, we are fine.
Deal. Sounds like 50 silver to me. That was sarcasm.
Alright, so who's going what direction with the group?
I think we're all going
All same
around
group.
the side, except, like, the big heavies are gonna kind of stay towards the rear of the group, so if fighting happens, I can run forward with the kids and they can stand back. And
So heavies are keeping intercept course of whatever the sounds are coming from. The group is moving, which is all the mages and rogues going with the children. And once they are safe, we deal with whatever problems that have come up from that. Heavies will deal with any problems as they move.
Sir Corbin announces very directly to the rest of you, that sounds like a good idea. If you can keep with all of them, I'm going forward. And really without any hesitation, he draws his sword and starts into the direction of the sound of the fray, wanting to help whoever he can. Alenka begins moving with you.
Oh, all right, he can do whatever he wants.
He's
Let's
very
have
much
one
a
less
knight.
person on protective detail. That works out great.
All right, so the children
bless
are
that
us
man.
because he just ran off.
Alenka moves with you, and helps explain again, like, kind of the direction that Corbin had first told you about, how to go off through a bit of the tree line and then take this left. It'll go down some steps so that you can, like, go around to the back entrance and hopefully not be seen by anything.
Yeah, that's the path we're gonna go and intercept if we have to.
Alright. So, as you travel along, very quietly and subtly, Alenka tries to just touch Xavier's arm to get his attention, but keeps moving with him.
I will glance over at her.
She's gonna catch up to your side and try to whisper as quietly as she can. There is a lot of noise as you guys move more toward the castles with all the skirmish that's going on.
See if I can't hear.
And she just whispers quickly and quietly to Xavier, "If you keep my plan quiet from before, I'll make sure that I'll get you some more money."
I'll kind of give like a brief head nod.
She nods back at you and then more loudly so that the rest of the groups can hear. "If you continue down this way just a few more yards, you'll see a door on your right. It's the servants' entrance into the kitchen. You can follow that up and the lady should be upstairs on the second floor. I'm going to help Corbin," and she doubles back.
Well then.
So, if the rest of you continue forward with her instructions, you do see a one-person size wooden door, just another flight of steps down off to the side. Opening it up, you see a 3 city elves servants cowering off in a corner by some of the produce and bins and barrels, and they shriek as soon as they hear the door open. The children that are with you are sticking very close, but also just also kind of scream at them screaming.
By the screeches, I believe we've made it.
Yeah, no, it sounds like
Interesting
they're
sentence, but yes.
The servant elves, when they recognize you as the party who were supposed to be bringing the children back, and at least not Genlocks, calm themselves and slowly rise to their feet to see if you need any help.
So we give them the children and we intercept what's going on over there? Or what?
Alenka had kind of mentioned where the lady would be hiding in the castle, but you can do what you want.
I don't know. There's a fight over there and I want to fight it.
Okay, well, how about we get paid first and then we can go fight it? We have to finish this.
Fights
which is
don't
to give
last
the
long
children.
enough of payment negotiations.
I don't plan on negotiating payment. I just want to give these kids to the right people. Handing them over to some, I don't know, servants. I don't want to be cheated out of anything.
I'm not saying that. Go follow. I'm saying whoever wants to, we go fight. Whoever needs to follow children, go do. Negotiate it.
Well, how about we take care of this as quickly as possible, and then all of us can go fight, and then lessen the risk of dying.
Fine. A little agitated because I want to deal with this sword play I hear over here.
A minor skirmish.
If you say so. Something about combat and battles plans fading as soon as they hit them.
All right. So how about
that works for them too?
Yeah, mind this.
As we don't.
Yeah, as we keep moving to the
as we
right
keep
location.
moving and don't stop and have this discussion, delaying everything.
It's all right. I'm only resistant so much.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
We're gonna keep giving. We're gonna follow the directions to the lady.
All right.
Were specified.
You guys had been walked around a little bit of the castle, especially when you first arrived. Like you saw the Great Hall in the direction of the second floor. You follow up the second floor and just using like your wits and understanding direction. You've been in castles like this before. You follow along to where you think some of the bedrooms might be. You maybe like pull a couple doors open. They seem empty, but you finally find a large set of double wooden doors and that look probably more like the Arl's private chambers.
Alrighty.
I mean, are you opening the door, knocking?
We'll knock.
Don't know, I'm following them at the moment.
Alright, so say Ursa realizes she should knock. You'll hear a deep voice of a burly man from inside. Who goes?
The people sent to return the
Your
Arl's
children.
Yeah. You hear a couple solid footsteps of someone like in heavy armor, but then the soft clinking of softer, daintier shoes, and the same voice you heard before. My lady, wait! And the doors fling open, and you see the Lady Marcia, who you met earlier, standing there looking exasperated, sees the children among you, and she grabs them into her arms, nearly crying.
And then I suppose we will be back.
Yeah.
The knight that is with her sees the four of you and nods. Yes, if you can help, I need to stay with the lady.
We're going to help.
Yep.
So he tries to just scooch all of them back in the room and close the doors and bar it again. You go running down the stairs of the castle back out into the grounds, and you see not too terrible a sight. There is still like a few Genlock and one Alpha that does already look like it's taken a bit of damage. A couple human bodies are down, but there are plenty still up with swords drawn, shields up, and you even see the Arl in the background, kind of facing one of them.
Damn! Sir! Damn! No. Like,
obviously, I'm
plus
going
points.
after the.
Yeah, we're going after the
chaos.
one that's got the
Like, if the guy had a 3 out of 10,
KS
he's
the
got
Arl.
like a 9 out of 10 out of me from,
Yeah,
fuck it, I'll just kill them myself.
100% trying to kill steal for the Arl.
Yep, same.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna make this a little more shorthanded, so just everybody go ahead and give me your 3d6 plus any bonuses you have to attack or whatever, in Hope's case, a spell you want to do, and I'm just gonna take a look at that versus difficulty, or defense
Okay.
difficulty.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay, shit.
Oh shit! If you want to impress the Earl, no.
Hey. So you rolled
No.
an 8 on a d6.
Doesn't matter. 21. Wait, what? Oh shit! It was 3d10. You're right.
Way to go.
Rerolling. Ah! Good call.
I was like, wait a minute, I think that'd have to be
You-
like 3 6s plus like 4.
Yeah.
That would be a 3 6s roll.
Plus
Nah,
Yeah.
good call on me. Good call. Wait. Yeah, 3%. Damn it. Damn. Oh! It's just as good! I'm so happy
Alright,
that it's
here's
good.
where you all get to have some fun. In order, we'll go Karis, Hope, Articus, Zabani. Describe for me your perfect cutscene of a relatively healthy genlock going down by your weapon and/or spell.
Is that a little genlock or a big genlock? Because I have a record
There's
now.
like 3 around the alpha, so you guys go at like some of the genlocks that are.
Oh, I don't get to kill the alpha.
Shut up. I'm giving you each a cutscene. So, all right,
Just
Alfie.
take the goddamn. The
Alfie,
cutthroat.
give me your best, coolest killing a genlock in one move.
So Alfie just kind of busts out the gate, throws an axe, and while the genlock is off balance with an axe in its chest, she just kind of vaults off a corpse and just kind of knees into the chest and brings the battle axe down on its head.
Nice. How about you, Hope? Give me your nice spell work.
Yeah, she freezes one solid.
Do you like walk up and just like tink it on the head?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
All right, Dave, give me your cutscene.
So walking towards the alpha, because that's my important target, I just see like this guy jump out like in defense against another soldier, and I just lop off its head as I'm walking and just keep going. Just
Nice.
keep going.
And last but not least, Xavier.
As that soldier that's against that genlock, like you see him, it turns around and he's almost gets like solidly attacked by this genlock, and the genlock just stops, and I have snuck up behind it and slit its throat, and it crumples to the ground.
Hey, just like me.
Hey.
Except with a smaller blade.
Yeah.
Good. We are? That feels like soldier work to me. Oh, okay, good. Woo! Soon. Don't do
Not-
it.
I-
Don't do it. I know what everyone's thinking right now. Don't do it.
But what if we want to?
I know you want to. That's why I'm saying don't do it.
What does everyone want to do? I'm not following.
You can talk out of character.
Yeah, well,
So, like, I want a
Yeah.
bonus, right? That's not.
Yeah, I want a bonus. That's what I'm.
Before you say anything, I'm just gonna say that you see Corbin turn around and move toward the table. That's all you see, though.
Want to like in that
Corbin?
3 hour
Who's Corbin?
downtime bug the shit out of
Paladin type.
Xavier to open this stupid tab.
I will get to it. We were a little bit busy.
Well, now we're not.
Oh, during the 3 hours.
Yeah, during the 3 hour downtime. Dude, we can sneak under the table. No one is going to care.
Just don't act directly for money.
You said it was a 15, right?
It's like a 15, right? Oh
God
my god, you are
damn.
so bad at this.
It's a very difficult luck, I would have you know.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you
Every
3
spell I
more.
cast is a very difficult spell, but you don't see me doing it poorly.
2 more.
Oh my god.
I mean, strictly speaking, I get rerolls, but
Hey! Just before the servant comes to get you, Xavier breaks that thing open, like just really frustrated. It pops open.
security pins.
It pops open. There's just a small stash of gold coins, about 10. There is a very nice pearl necklace, and then there is a large, almost palm-size pendant with a family crest you don't recognize.
Slip it right in the pack as I hear the door opening.
Yes.
I will glance at
Is this separate from the...
Who you glancing at?
I will glance at what's her name? Pachenko.
Alenka.
Good.
Yeah. her.
God damn it!
Blanco. Don't worry,
Yeah,
I do just as bad.
I will glance at Alenka.
She catches your eye. Maybe you see.
Okay.
So, Corbin had turned around, moves to a table, starts moving toward the rest of you, and he has a large, heavy purse in his hand, as well as a small crate under one of his arms. And as he moves toward you, the Arl nods. He is a man of few words, but he really speaks up and says, I want to thank all of you for your hard work. I didn't expect it to be as treacherous as it turns out. And he looks to both Alenka and Corbin. My associates here have told me how treacherous the path was, in fact. So, and he puts a hand out in gesture. I would like to give you twice the payment I offered earlier, as well as a fine selection of riot. And riot is a protein-rich grain that is very highly valued because as much as people have tried to domesticate it, it just won't stick to being farmed. So basically where it grows wild, if someone owns that land, they just fence it off and protect it, and it becomes their own little like kind of food-based gold mine, and the Arl has a fine selection in his lands. So for traveling, this is quite valuable.
Protein is amazing.
Your generosity is very much appreciated, my lord.
The lady, a little bit of a hitch in her voice. She just, thank you very much.
I'd say it's no problem, but there were a lot of problems.
Ursa's gonna pat her too hard on the back and be like, thanks!
My character.
And with that, the adventure is over. You leave the castle on your way with 4 gold, essentially. They did give it to you in silver, so it's a very heavy set. Well, they give you like 2
Copper.
gold. They give you like 2 gold and the other half in silver, so it's a heavy pouch, but it's not
Just
too
a
bad.
barrel of copper.
And a small crate full of the rot, which is, like I said, it's a grain, so it's not like too heavy to carry and stays, unlike meat, but has like the protein that meat does.
Yeah.
I want you to know that, like, the second we are out of earshot of that castle, Ursa is going to announce to the whole party, "Look what Xavier and I found!"
Was there just 1 gold coin or a whole pot of the chest?
No, like the whole chest. Going to announce, "Look what we found!"
My character flicking the gold coin in his hands. Interesting.
Thank you for your contribution to the party fund. And I will,
And then take the coin, yoink it.
both of you, I will look at Ursa, are so generous.
Yeah, so in total, you guys got about 16 fucking gold.
Hey!
I don't
Good
know how rich that is, but
job.
I feel like it's 16 times richer than we were going to get.
Yeah, so I will, as I pull it out of my pouch, try and spill, like, a gold into my pouch and hope that it drifts, deeper.
I want you to know, no, like, Ursa saw that,
You
and, like, not
find
that's
some
what
sort
you
of
did, but she is
triple
going to
economic
count
asset.
the pieces of gold in the chest because she doesn't
like,
trust you.
You didn't have, I don't think you had the time to count
I thought,
them.
like, I straight up thought, like, that.
Like, it was, like, so what Spira said, and correct me if I'm wrong, was right before the dude came in,
Managed to get
I
it
popped
open,
it,
and then you see
opened it up,
these
and I'm like, oh
things.
shit, and shoved it in my bag.
But I thought, like, she was like right before you open it, and then you get to
I
see
will
these things.
allow a contested roll of dexterity against perception.
Oh my god.
If
I'll
you
allow
guys
this
are that
to
petty
be
about it.
We are,
I
apparently.
know you are. Alright, Ursa, yeah. Perception versus dexterity.
No! Because this so matters.
It really does. This one shot needs to
Yeah,
end
it's
right.
just one.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
This one
yeah,
shot
so I
needs
found
to end with
9
a fist
gold,
fight over money.
Yes, 9 gold, a pearl necklace, and a locket. So +1, +1, +4.
15.
And however much this necklace goes for.
You can keep the pearl necklace. Sex joke. Sorry.
I will take your sex joke and sell it and make money. So, I'm fine with this.
The rogue writes it down. It's like, oh, this is from the greatest comedian in the land. I know Art ran off, but yeah, otherwise that's the end of our adventure this time. So as usual, thank you to everybody who came out and watched us live. Thanks to everybody who watches this on YouTube. If you watch us on YouTube and you enjoy our content, hit that subscribe button. I hate saying that, but anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do. Really though, we really appreciate
Smash that subscribe button.
we really appreciate everyone who comes out and watches our games, and especially those who come out and chat with us. That's super cool. We like to see you here. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. If you are on Twitch and you want to check out our YouTube, link is below, both on YouTube and Twitch. If you want to join us on Discord, that link is below, as well as our Twitter. And I think that's everything. So hope you guys enjoyed our little one-shot special. I think next time we have to do one-shots, I will probably do this again. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
I am a huge Dragon Age nerd, so yeah, maybe more in the future. We'll see you then. Bye!
Bye.